That. I don't look like a thug, man.
Good evening. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Front Line Blacc News. I'm your host, Chan Krumer. We're joined by my other host, Lady Che, and our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Sankori, is also joining us tonight. And on tonight's show, we will be discussing several things. The first thing is a regular here on Frontline Blacc News, and that is the tangibles. We're in the year of 2022, heading into the year of 2023, and it still remains the same. Tangibles, no matter what year it is, we're demanding something tangible for our vote. So we're going to discuss that. Um, especially since we have a presidential election coming up in 2 years in 2024. So we're definitely going to discuss that. The next thing that we're going to be discussing is Warnocc. Senator Warnocc wins his Georgia Senate runoff against Hershel Walker. Is that a win for Black people? Is that something that we should be celebrating? The next thing is Cube demands rights to Friday franchise. So apparently Hollywood is messing with Ice Cube behind his contract with Black America that he released back in 2020, right before the presidential elections. And it looks like Hollywood is upset with Ice Cube and doesn't want to give him the rights to the Friday franchise. So we're going to discuss it. Brittany Giner, WNBA player Brittany Giner, is released from Russian prison and swapped for Russian arms dealer. California Reparations Update proposed 500 billion plus in reparations. Looks like New York State is next. And an update on the current Denver mayor's race, which I am in. And the last two topics are going to be unhoused neighbor news and unhoused news. So before we get started on tangibles, Lady Che has something she wants to say.
Yeah, Belly. All right. So, I got two things to say real fast. Sorry about the mask. You've been following the regular Facebook page. I got really sick. Apparently, caught the uh, but since we share city kind of close together, because um, I had a situation at my house that needed handled before I go home or whatever. Um, I'm over here just overnight or whatever. Uh, it's just better for his, the mayor can't get sick. You know what I mean? Even though that I learned so much being at the hospital that it really, this shit is like not like last time. I don't trust anything white people say, but whatever. I, my own benefit, I just don't want to get my baby sick since he's negative and been negative. Better off that way. Plus, it's we're not wearing our glasses. The other thing is, I also want to say, look, sometimes, like, if you're watching TikTok and you hear me and him like having a little discussion, it's probably because he threw me off guard something that were planning for the campaign, and I just wanted to, you know, um, lose his leverage or do something crazy like that. Just because a lot of things keep happening, and we try to keep things out of the way of like people like Terrence Roberts stealing our intellectual property or our hard work and running off with it like it belongs to his, or try to connive his way without doing the work, but off the work of you know uh,
Black grassroots.
the black grassroots, and this one unit right here moves like a unit, and it doesn't matter who thought of what or who created what. It's our intellectual property, and whether or not I thought it, he thought it, I wrote it, he said it, whatever the fuck, we're one unit. And so we avidly will call that motherfucker out publicly, whatever, doesn't matter. But you do not steal from Team Paris, Miss Majors, Jesse Paris. You just don't do it and not expect to get a fuck nigga fee. You know what I mean? Or get told off. And so that's where we're at with that. And sometimes I like just to protect our our the way we're maneuvering our portion, how we handle ourselves, which is completely different in this campaign than versus all the other pretty duck dancing. It gets a little. I don't know if we're live or when we're not. You know what I mean? So it kind of sounds dysfunctional, like we're arguing, but we're really not. It's just trying to preserve the integrity of our hard work. And I just want to apologize to everybody because that seems dysfunctional on my end, like it's me. But reality, it probably just is. I'm just probably a little more passionate. But the we can't run something so strong and not be united and look dysfunctional as well. This doesn't make sense, right? It's just us protecting our, one of us gotta protect our intellectual strategy. We're playing the art of war over here. And we're
Right.
playing strategically with, we're not playing, but we're actually maneuvering with intention.
That part.
So we can't, it looks dysfunctional, but the team Paris is probably the most cohesive, strong, tight power couple out there. Like, it looks like that because I'm come from the street. I'm a little rowdy. You know what I mean? I'm working on it. But trust and believe. I just want to apologize to the family. It's not dysfunction. It's just I'm still learning how to correct myself in my own speech. So I just want to apologize to everybody, and we shall carry on now. As a public service announcement. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you. And welcome back, Lady J.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you back.
We're gonna turn off this alarm.
She got to get the alarm, y'all. So yeah, like I was stating before Lady J's awesome delivery, we're demanding something tangible for our vote. The days are over us just voting just to be voting. We're going to
Facts.
something specifically done for us. And we're seeing this in the mayor's race here in Denver. I'm the only black first candidate, probably in the history of Colorado, Denver politics, probably United States politics. I've never seen a website that had black first. Have you, Shabaka?
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're unprecedented. Yeah, that is unprecedented. I'm all for the campaign. Every black politician running for public office should have that. Okay, the reason being is because we built this goddamn country off the sweat of our blood, okay, and my ancestors sweated their blood and shedded blood on the fields of Alabama. And also, too, as you mentioned on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced earlier this evening about the reparations here in California. Okay, some of the research that I've done on it, they got some twist in here saying that, well, you got to show that you were a victim of discrimination. Get stopped by the LAPD. That'll tell you. You got to show that you were harmed some type of way. Well, look what happened here in Oakland, California, where a man went to high school not too far from here, what they did to him when he was exercising his constitutional rights. That part. So I will most definitely, the next time I get to Sacramento, I will be checking them out there and here on the West Coast. The last data that I came across that they're supposed to be having some discussions on it, say within the next 6 months, is because they're forming a panel to do it. And I will go to the state capital of California. I will tell Gruesome Newsom, fuck the bullshit, cut the goddamn check, period.
So,
and y'all can deal with that shit later. But meantime, I'm here to collect my goddamn 40 acres and my motherfucking mule called reparations. Now, go ahead.
With interest, $100 trillion.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, sir. That part.
Continue to be
and if I'm awarded, let's say, $10 million plus, right? Okay. 50% of that $10 million, which would be $5 million, will go to help our unhoused neighbors. Yes. Okay. Quite naturally, of course, I will be dealing with our people first. Okay. On a 75 to 25% ratio. So if we get 75 individuals who are black on my part of housing them, then quite naturally, of course, we cannot leave everybody out. So then the other 25% will come to those on a first come, first served basis. But we got to deal with our people first to build our foundation. Now, for all you individuals who's called up Shabaka's Black Experience over the years, have sent me hate mail, have cussed me out on other platforms, that were lily white, I might add. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. You're just doing what we know of you and expect from you. But where I got the problem at is when you get these kumbaya, ass-scratching ass Negroes like Warnocc, Hershel Walker, Larry Elder, and them stupid type of motherfuckers right there. Now, how in the fuck is Larry Elder going to sit there and say, well, I'm not for reparations, but should compensate the former slave holders. They lost their property after the Civil War. man, you're brain dead, you're on sherm, you're on crack, or you got hit upside the head, man, when you was a little baby or something, or your mind has thoroughly have been fucked up. And this is why I respect a man like Brother Che Nkrumah, otherwise known as Jesse Perez, Denver mayoral candidate for 2023. This man came up, ladies and gentlemen, black first. Now, for all you Irish that becomes into public offices of mayors, governors, even the presidents or what have you, you take care of your people first, even though you don't say it. You know, we look at your actions. There's nothing wrong with that. Then, of course, there are those in the Asian community that have became mayors of places like Arcadia, California, Monterey Park, California. They took care of their people. And then just to show you where
youngest mayor in Arkansas, I can't remember his name now.
18 years old.
Ian some
No.
Erlin, Arkansas was the town.
Yeah.
But anyway,
okay.
Tangibles. We ain't even get people tangibles yet. Okay, go ahead, ladies.
I just want to add to. I was real fast, Shabak. I just want to add to that point. You know, I was born in California. You know, and I was raised in a Chicano household. You know, until I had trouble. You know, until I got put in the system. I didn't. You know, nobody. You know, I didn't know my pedigree at the time. But you know, they don't ever let you go home with somebody who never adopted you or isn't really your kin, you know what I mean? Especially when they do fucked up things. But later, you know, I learned serious shit. So now that I know what I know, you know, I like what California is providing. California provides that, you know, they help you get your lineage in track, you know, do your you know, get yourself in order with whatever you don't have, you know, and so so I could put myself, my you know, my I suffer with colorism over here, you know, and I always got to prove my point because over like, you know, for the last 2.5 decades, you know, all I know is I've been saying I'm Black, Indian, and French for fucking 2.5, almost 3 decades. I'm 42.
Well, that will qualify you for the auction block, ma'am.
Exactly. And so, with that being said, I was going to go ahead and submit myself for that because I already know what I know. But just for the sake of argument, I wasn't really concerned about the reparation part. I was concerned about the work behind it. For me, there's motherfuckers like me that are like orphans. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And where they don't know any real part of their family tree on their father's side, especially have a black.
Okay.
You know, so you know it's important, and if they're going to do that for free, why not take that up and handle that? You know, of course, anything.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know that I would probably apply it to, you know, to campaign or whatever we got to do because I don't really give a fuck about money. Money's like whatever. However, I do give a fuck about legacy. I do give a fuck about wealth gap. I do give a fuck about certain things that black families should have and should create for legacy, like children.
That part.
You know, keeping the black dollar circulating within the black community. I do honestly give a very big fuck about that. So, but I wanted the lineage part done because that was part of their stipulations. Also, I just wanted to say this that right now, you know, the only hindrance is fucking Chicano Hispanic community that, you know, people from California know blacks and Chicanos are, you know, kind of close, kind of in proximity, you know, and until
okay, if I may interrupt you for 1 second, Lady Che.
Where we go.
Okay,
you know?
Glad you brought that up. Okay, is because I recall as a child in about 1970, the Chicano community in Los Angeles had formed what they call the Brown Berets. Okay, they patronized themselves after the Black Panther Party. And what they did is that they went and occupied Santa Catalina Island. Okay, and you could pull that up. And I really appreciated their legacy of what they did. Okay, I appreciated of saying that, hey, that California is a part of Mexico. and it's ours, you know. And I said, yeah, you're right. And then keep in mind that California, that brother Isaiah had brought to my attention, was named after a black queen by the name of Khalifa.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm
Okay. So
saying.
there's some commonality in that right there. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there, Lady Chan. That there happened about 1970 that they went over there and occupied Catalina Island.
Yeah, remember I did that
The
on
Brown Berets did.
Yeah, I did a whole little section.
That and what?
I did a whole little section about that on the RVA a long time ago on the Black Panther side that I was there. But let's write into tangibles. We'll pick this up on a little later on in the broadcast. So
Sure, by all means.
It's telling just good, Jizzy. My bad.
Yeah, we got a structure here. Shout out to our viewers. Yeah, so this is a year and a decade of tangibles, Black family. As we've told you numerous times on the show, we are demanding something tangible for our vote. So any politician, including myself, who is seeking your vote, demand something tangible for your vote. So back in 2020, brother by the name of Tariq Nasheed came up with the hashtag Tangibles2020. And just to give everybody a refresher course on what that is, here we go. Can you see it, Shabaka?
Yes, sir. Tangibles 2020.
Yes, sir.
I see the stars and the stripes right there.
Yep.
I see some text on it. Okay. So that means that they're not fucking with your algorithms too bad tonight.
Yeah, so back in 2020, brother by the name of Tariq Nasheed out of Los Angeles, California, came up with the hashtag Tangibles2020. And in it, he was talking about the presidential elections that were happening at the time. So we've already passed the terms. So we're extending the tangibles at least until 2024. So 2023 is on the horizon. And it's going to be tangibles 2023, and then the year after that, it's going to be tangibles 2024. So basically, the midterm or presidential elections are coming up. So the 2024 presidential elections are coming up, and foundational Black Americans are going to insist that the 50-year-old malign neglect policy that has been implemented by the political system, this malign neglect policy mandates that Black Americans should be ignored and only mentioned in vague and non-specific terms, lumping foundational Black Americans into groups with minorities, immigrants, people of color, etc., BIPOC, the list just goes on and on, has only hindered the progress of Black Americans as a group while providing tangible benefits for other groups. In this election cycle, Black Americans are going to insist that our needs are specifically met by politicians who are seeking our vote. Foundational Black Americans want tangible benefits, specifically for us. We do not want trickle-down secondary benefits that are provided for every group. Every group has not been systematically marginalized and disenfranchised in every area of society as foundational Black Americans. So we refuse to be lumped in with groups who often assist in the exploitation and disenfranchisement of Black Americans. So politicians must offer tangibles, specifically to foundational Black Americans, or we simply will not vote for them. Be sure to spread this message far and wide on social media using the hashtag Tangibles2020. And now 2022, 2021, 2023, 2024. And we've been pushing that hashtag for the past 2 years. At least the last.
Right.
So we're serious about them tangibles. So what are your thoughts about it?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. I concur with everything that you said there, Brother Che. And also, too, it's very imperative, you know, that you get elected. When you get these brain dead Negroes who says that we don't need tangibles, that we don't need reparations, they prove our point even more so of why we need the reparations is
Right.
because these miseducated fools like Hershel Walker, Warnocc, Larry Elders, Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying, other ass scratching Yasa bosses, Tim Scott, and what have you. These people are dangerous. And what I mean by that, they are dangerous, is that due to their lack of blackness or black thought and through their miseducation, they are a detriment to us as a whole. Is because when you look at the music industry, as Dr. Umar Johnson had stated on a recent podcast of the Breakfast Club, I believe, the cell phone we invented, the
Mhm.
internet itself we invented. Of course, the ladies with hidden figures when it came to the early missions of Gemini and Apollo that we invented. See, those are our intellectual resources, and every other fucking group is benefiting off of it except us. I mean, look at this bullshit over here across the bay from where I'm at. And then right over here, straight ahead in that shot, if you could zoom it in, they're building loft apartments right there. So they gentrifying the community right here, and the only ones who can go out there and afford apartments like that is those making $100,000 a year off this social media bullshit. Okay, so they don't even have to travel, let's say 25 yards to go to work from their bedrooms. You know what I mean? You know, they can go straight to their studios, do their work, put this bullshit up here on social media, you know, hacking us, clogging up our transmissions, our posts, our podcast, our platforms. You see what I mean? But then here comes, as you said, Brother Che, which you're right, the Uncle Tom, the Coons, and whatever. Oh, that's progress. We gotta be for everybody, boss. You know, not us. You know, you can't just they just black. You see, as Malcolm has said, you had the field Negro and you had the house Negro, and that proves Minister Malcolm X's point even more than almost 60 years after his death. Because as he stated, well, what's the matter, boss? We sick. The house catch on fire. The slave would be the first one to go out there to try to put out. What's the matter, boss? Our house on fire. And then when the field slave says, hey, man, let's get away from this cruel bastard. And what the house Negro gonna say? Oh, man, you crazy. What's better than what we got here? See, so what it is the chain is on their fucking brain and no longer on the body. Okay, so it's quite imperative that we have tangibles 2024, tangibles 2025, all the way up to 2100 and beyond. Okay, so those of you out there, you want to send me hate mail, go to my inbox at Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Go to our inbox right there and leave all your hate mail right there. You see what I'm saying? And then when I get time, I'll go look through that asinine ass garbage. And if it's too redundant, I will delete it. But if you halfway got a point, I will respond back to you. This platform will respond back to you. But it's just fucking ridiculous for us to go out here, cape for other groups, lay down our lives for them, but we don't do shit for ourselves. Look at Warnocc. Oh, well,
Hold on,
you know, we,
hold the phone, hold the phone. We get into that next here shortly. We still
yes,
got
sir.
to deal with. Okay, so let's hear from Lady Che. What the Queen got to say?
Yes, sir.
The I'll say, this mask is highly irritating. Um, Obviously, Black family, uh, sadly disappointed that y'all got your asses up on the polls in the polls, okay, and voted against your better interests. And I just like you went to the Obama rallies. I'm so disappointed, Black family. I mean, all this work you're talking about, hold your vote like you hold your swiller. You know what I mean? And no, you know what I mean? If Jesse wasn't running, I guess I wouldn't have voted and pretty much looked like a what did they put undervote?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't say I didn't try. You know what I mean? I just wasn't voting for Democrats, and I think I switched it up and voted for a Republican coroner just for the sake of funnies. You know what I mean? Other than that,
Okay.
I didn't give a fuck because I was adamant that I didn't want to vote for nothing. There was not one fucking word in our ballot book that represented Black people. So I know that if it was like that in our state, it must definitely be like that in others. So I was just highly disappointed. I was like, shame, the shame, you know. um,
Oh
but
yeah,
now what we're coming to is really black family tangibles. You want realistic fucking tangibles or nothing else. What is tangibles? Reparations. Black
that's a tangible.
fucking a crime bill for other fucking factions to stop leapfrogging over us and just sit the fuck down for fuck's sake and let us do what we came to do, which is fucking fight for what is a fucking blood debt, an old debt, and without any more fucking studies or shaming conversations about what the fuck you're gonna do with what is owed to you. You know what I mean?
Right,
Every race has to go through this fucking nonsense, but yet here we are submitting to more fucking racism, white supremacy, and bullshit. And anybody who continues
right,
to vote for that kind of motherfucking alleged democracy is fucking riding their cognitive dissonance and fucking anti-black fucking nonsense to the fucking point. You know?
hmm
And it's starting to become a little bit embarrassing, Black Belly, because we're doing all this work for the simple fucking thing of getting what is owed to uh, black descendants, foundational black Americans of chattel slavery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Fill in the blanks. What is owed? What is fucking owed? There is no debate. There is no studies.
It is not a
It is
handout.
out. Is not a handout. Who gives a fuck what you do with your portion? We pray that it's not what everybody's been mocking and talking shit. That is purely fucking programmed propaganda. So don't believe the hype. You know goddamn well what the fuck you're gonna do for you and your family, and it's probably not gonna fucking be giving that money right back to the motherfuckers that kept it from you for over 400 motherfucking years. So, you know what I mean? Do the right thing. Read, inform yourself, and vote for the right motherfucker. You know, it's a sad state of affairs that every motherfucking black mayor that has crossed the fucking paths has decided to burn and sell out their own fucking people, and we've been living under this program fucking rules and rhetoric of what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to believe in, and these motherfuckers are over there profiting and fucking the people. And now that we have, like in the city of Denver, one motherfucker that happens to be black for mayor with the only fucking integrity and decency to fucking be shamed and belittled because other motherfucking black mayors decide they want to fucking ruin it for everybody and their mother. You know what I mean? And
right,
black stereotype is one thing.
right.
We gotta fix fucking decades worth of fucking bullshit. But now you gotta ride in the shadows of fucking mayors that have sold out, um, pimped out the city, sold the city to the highest developer, you know, et cetera, et cetera, and criminalizes the very people that don't need to be criminalized. Simple as that.
You're right.
So if you really want change, don't talk about it, be about fucking action. Or not, get out of the fucking way. And every other fucking
Right,
racial action, I'm sorry, people that identify differently, just because you have a incident, don't think that you're gonna get to go ahead and get crime bills and shit before us. Even
Right.
though that shit's happening, it's a travesty in itself that the government will go ahead and put a fucking false identity, a false agenda ahead of actual fucking black people's demands, needs for fucking education, stable housing, fair, equal, treatment, real money, a fucking
right,
survive, a way to leave their children a legacy, a fucking way to be the black family, the black woman, black man, black child. You know what I mean? A man supporting and providing for his family without having to worry about getting pulled over and shot, or his wife getting pulled over and beat, or his children being thrown out on a hot ass concrete, or criminalized for doing simple fucking children shit. or any of that. So really think about it, family. For once, do the fucking right thing. Either hold your vote,
Yep.
vote for somebody that actually has integrity in their work. You see the city, okay? So I don't hear no bullshit later on when in our cities, when you know goddamn well who this motherfucker is.
Right. Everybody know
Period.
me.
Period. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
no dirt out
Everything.
dude's name when you know goddamn well he's a fucking saint and ain't did nothing to nobody except help, feed, advocate, and take care of motherfuckers that need to take care of. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. That's my tangible speech. Carry on, Jesse.
Yeah, so continue to demand something tangible for your vote, black family. Stop just giving your vote away. Vote for something tangible. That's something real, something substantive, something you can count, measure, feel with your own hand, not symbol.
Yes, sir.
Not the first this black, the first black. That's the first. That's symbolism. We're talking about tangibles, something real,
Yes, sir.
not fantasy like
Yes,
Oquanta.
sir. Exactly. And glad you brought that up there, Lady Che and Brother Che, is because when Uncle Tom Bradley was mayor, elected mayor of Los Angeles in 1973, this was at the height of the Black Empowerment era. So anytime that Mayor Bradley was approached about Black issues in the city of Los Angeles, he started talking about other groups. Okay. And the age-old saying that we had in Los Angeles, when are you going to do something about this murderous-ass police force called the LAPD? These are the ones that brought you SWAT. These are the ones that brought you Daryl Gates. These are the ones that brought you Mark Furman. Okay, you see what I mean? And the Los Angeles Police Department, in my opinion, is perhaps one of the most notorious gangs, not only in the city of Los Angeles, but throughout the whole United States. And that was one of the tangibles that the Black community was trying to address Uncle Tom Bradley on. And he started talking about other groups. Okay. But I find it very, very interesting that when other groups of people are elected mayors, they take care of their people first. There's nothing wrong with that, Black family. There's nothing wrong with that. If Villa Ragosa, who's Mexican American, who was the mayor of Los Angeles in my absence from there, if he took care of Mexican American issues in there, I don't have a problem with that. Then he says, "Well, let me do."
We had
Yeah,
Pena.
go ahead, brother.
We had Pena here, and then we got the first Black mayor, Webb, which he didn't really do shit for us, not in comparison to what
Wellington Webb.
Rico did for Latinos, Hispanics, and Chicanos. No, not even close. But
right,
we keep getting.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but we're the only ones that gotta apologize for it.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. I don't have a problem with the Latino mayor taking care of Latino situations first. I don't have a problem with the Asian mayor taking care of Asian situations first. But just get to us. But it seems like, as Brother Paris has pointed out, is that when it comes to Black issues, they're always pushed to the back burner. When it comes to Black issues, oh well, you all just need to get over it. The best thing to do is not discuss it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you could do, is to discuss it. Okay, right. It's because if you're gonna have any type of healing, you got to address this shit. This is some brutal shit.
Right.
Oh no, well, just get over it and all that. No, because y'all made it a point for us not to forget. Okay, and I believe, Brother Che, check our archives. Me and Matt, Dr. D, did a show on that a few years back. Okay, it's because he did say we need to focus on what we do to each other. Which we did, and I believe that's the name of the episode. And I think, Brother Che, that there should be in season 2 or 3 with us, because we're going into season 6 now. Okay, well, but I don't have.
Doesn't say that on the season 2, episode 301.
Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do, Brother Che, I'm going to go through the archives and I'm going to give you the title to it, and you should be able to pull it up and listen to it. Okay, it's because Black family, we have done some drastic shit to each other on the plantation system, in the hood, in Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, what have you. We done notorious things to each other here in the city of Oakland. And that street that you see right there, which is Broadway, this is in the same fucking area that Dr. Newton went to high school at in 1959. And when he graduated from there, he stated that he was a functional illiterate. And I appreciate what the good doctor said on that. You see what I mean? But he's an individual they don't want you to know nothing about. He's an individual they don't want you to know that he got him a PhD degree from the University of California at Santa Cruz. They don't want you to know about the party of chapters that sprouted up throughout the United States from Chicago, New York, New Orleans, Louisiana, Seattle, Washington, that brother Dizzle, Jay Dizzle, with Black I Stand, up in Seattle, brought that there to my attention. They even had a chapter in Denver, Colorado. They had a chapter in Des Moines, Iowa. Okay? Of course, they had a chapter in Washington, D.C. And then, of course, we do know with the Finish Shakur, Tupac's mom, who was part of the, what was that there? The New York 10, the Harlem 10, where they was bringing the people in on trumped up ass charges. And then as soon as they get out of jail on one trumped up charge, then the police will go right back ahead and rearrest them again on another trumped up charge. Okay, so that's false imprisonment.
Yep.
Is what that is. And not only is it false imprisonment, that's terrorism.
Yep.
I mean, you have been walking a fucking concrete for about 6 months, beating the case. Soon as you touch the fucking ground, here they come again to rearrest you, to put you back in jail. You see what I mean? And then, of course, look what they did to Fred Hampton in 1969. So you're damn right, we got to have something, some tangibles for our votes from any of these politicians. And when you look at these kumbaya, brain-dead motherfuckers like Hershel Walker, Warnocc, or whatever, it's got to be all-inclusive. Now, John Lewis, may he rest in peace. Okay, we appreciate his sacrifice that he made, getting beat upside the head at the Edmund Pettus Bridge down there in Alabama in 1965. Okay, but as we stated before, Brother Paris, on one of our platforms, old Lewis was sitting up there talking about how good it is to get beat upside the head. I mean, is this masochistic behavior? Is this inflicted masochistic behavior that's been passed on down to us from generation to generation? Is this here part of the buck breaking and what have you on the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane? Yes, it is. Okay. And then when we look at these ass scratchers like Larry Elders and Hershel Walker and all of that, you talking about black people should not get reparations, but at the same fucking time, you brain dead motherfuckers are sitting up there saying that the white slave trader should get reparations for the loss of his property, which was us.
That's that we sick mentality.
That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. See, so already, black family, the elders have left manuscripts for us. They left their thoughts and books and what have you. Huey is gone. Malcolm is gone. Dr. King is gone. They are not coming back. They left the material for us to keep the fight up on. And this is why I say is that I have to pass down the history that I've lived through for the next generations to make sure that they got the right shit. Just like the Queen Mother had stated, that I cannot go before the ancestors with my head held high, not knowing I did not do to lay down the information to the next generations for them, to keep the struggle going on. They left us the blueprint, black family. Dr. Amos Wilson left us the agenda for black power. Dr. Frances Quest Wilson, of what she left about the social engineering of what you're seeing. Cicely Tyson, she left us a blueprint about the black exploitation films when she was auditioning to do the motion picture Sounder in 1972, where a white director comes up there and said, you niggas just want sex, drugs, violence, and we're going to give you a belly full. That's why in this city here in the early 70s, they made a motion picture called The Mac. Okay? With Max Julian. The music score was done by Willie Hutch, I believe. Shaft, Superfly, all that bullshit right there is to perpetuate negativity in the black community as opposed to doing something positive. Make more films like Sounder. Make more films like Claudine with Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones. You see what I mean? But Hollywood, wants to come up to us and give us this bullshit. Got our men going around in dresses talking about that this shit is progress. Are you out of your rabbit ass fucking mind?
You gotta be.
All right, cool.
Totally.
So
you're normalizing insanity. Yes, sir.
Shabaka. I gotta move us to
yes.
topic.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What you were just talking about. Hancock. I said Hancock. Hershel Walker and Warnocc.
Hershel Walker said we're in an erection. I was like, for real, cuz? He said we're in an erection instead of election. I was like, well, goddamn, good to know. Thanks
wow.
for sharing that we're in an erection.
I got a question to ask about Hershel Walker.
Hold on.
Why is it? Okay.
Question. I got to get to the article, the video at least.
Yes, sir.
This is from Think or NBC News. Copyright. With Walker's loss, the GOP no longer needs to fear Trump. If Republicans don't write Trump's obituary today, Trump will surely write theirs tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, the thing about Trump is he's an individual. Okay. Yes.
I got to get to the article. If Republicans decide they are tired of losing elections, they should be winning. Hershel Walker's loss to Raphael Warnock in Georgia's Senate runoff election should mark the definitive and unequivocal end of the Trump era. Republicans can write that obituary in any number of ways. After completing their swearing-in ceremonies in 2023, in which they will pledge to defend the Constitution of the United States, House Republicans could pass a resolution saying they really mean it and disapprove of former Donald Trump's for posting a call on social media Saturday for termination of the Constitution. Or Republicans could eventually or individually refuse to endorse a nominee who rejects the oath they just took. Or they could tell Trump now to drop out of the presidential race. Regardless of how they say it, if Republicans don't write Trump's obituary today, Trump will surely write theirs tomorrow, and he has the past 3 election cycles. Republicans no longer need to fear Trump. If Trump had succeeded in clinging to the presidency or shown an ability to choose a candidate in Georgia and get him elected, it would make more sense to be alarmed by his urging for termination of the Constitution or be cowed into backing his candidates. While there is no excuse for Republicans refusing to say that Trump's counsel the Constitution post is disqualifying, there's also no reason to take anything he says seriously. His words deserve an eye roll, not apoplexy. Okay, I'm gonna play this stupid video.
Excuse me.
Oh, my last life. What happened to the other 8 lives? Are these lives shellfish? Yes, sir. We should stop looking at my lives, man. It's in the dark forest. After you. Wait, what? Oh, still alive? RPG. We're going to have to re-engage our voters to get them to vote different ways earlier. The Trump factor helps some, it hurts some, depending on where you're at. Biden's not overly popular, but they won because I think their financing system is so much better than ours.
Lindsey Graham, who is a huge backer and in many cases a mouthpiece for Hershel Walker, now blaming lack of resources for Walker's defeat in Georgia. But the Atlanta Journal-Constitution talked to one Republican operative who said this, quote, Hershel was like a plane crash into a train wreck that rolled into a dumpster fire, and an orphanage, then an animal shelter. You kind of had to watch it squinting through one eye between your fingers. That's quite a description. So let's discuss it with Latasha Brown, co-founder of the Black Voters Matter Fund, and Tim Miller, a contributor to the Bulwark and former communications director for Jeb Bush. He wrote the book, Why We Did It First. I know Latasha has been very hard at work in Georgia, and I have to give her a shout out. Despite all that work she's been doing, her holiday setup in her house right now is a perfect 10. Tim, you didn't even put your pearls on tonight. You should be ashamed at how, she's like roasting chestnuts on an open fire before and after this segment. Bravo to you, Latasha. Tim, fail on your part. Let's hope that you win with your content. I want to start with Mitt Romney. It's no surprise there are a few Republicans that are calling out Donald Trump, and Mitt Romney is one of them. Watch this.
Well, President Trump lost again, and I know a lot of people in our party love the president, former president, but he said, if you will, a kiss of death for somebody who wants to win a general election.
Okay, kiss of death. One might think, oh my God, like this is like driving a stake through Trump's heart, but it wasn't long ago he was kissing frogs' legs at Le Bernardin 10 blocks from here and kissing Trump's butt. Do you really buy that Mitt Romney is saying we're done with Trump once and for all?
No.
Tim?
Yeah, I think that Mitt Romney's done with Trump once and for all, and I admire what he's trying to do here, which is trying to nudge the party off of Trump and trying to do it in a way that he thinks that might appeal to more people who will come to the side of righteousness where he is, where he came maybe a little belatedly, but where he came eventually. But, you know, I'm a commentator. I don't have to do any nudging. I can just be honest about what happened in Georgia. And it wasn't just Trump's fault. Trump had a big part in it. He recruited Hershel to run, but Rick Scott of the NRSC and Mitch McConnell cleared the field for Hershel. They could have put up a different candidate. It was obvious Hershel was going to be a train wreck, running into a dumpster fire, running into an orphanage, or whatever that was. From spring of 2021, I wrote an article for the Bulwark, I think in March of 2021, that's like, this is going to be a disaster. This guy is awful. And yet they cleared the field for him because they were all scared of Donald Trump. And that's what this comes down to, is can these guys get the courage to now say, not just blame Trump and then, you know, start sidling back up to him, but blame him and say, no, we're going to beat you. We're going to put up candidates that are better than yours, and we're going to show you how big of a loser you are. That's what Republicans need to do. And I'm not seeing any evidence that they're actually doing that. And I think had they done that in Georgia, you know, look at Brian Kemp and Brad Raffensperger. Had they run a candidate like that for the Senate, they probably would have won.
But Latasha, they had to drag Trump out of the White House kicking and screaming. Given what we know about this guy, will nudging Trump do anything?
No, you know, I have a slightly different take. While on one hand, I understand that they're frustrated with Trump, the truth of the matter is they've always been frustrated with Trump, but they've also coddled Trump. They've also empowered Trump. And what they've done is actually utilize the fact that he had this platform, this base, so that they can maintain power. And truly, they've actually hid behind Trump. So in many ways, yes, Trump was a part of this process, but so were they. And it wasn't Trump the only candidate. Trump candidates weren't the only bad candidates they picked. They've chosen other candidates as well that they've supported that are not good candidates because they have an agenda that has been an agenda which I call the anti-people agenda. It has been a racist agenda. They align themselves with the white nationalists. They've aligned themselves with insurrectionists. They have chosen to go that route. And so what I think you're seeing is there has to be a complete realignment of them really thinking about their values, and they're the king of the blame game. The truth of the matter is this falls squarely in their lap.
Well, let's talk about that blame, Latasha, because Lindsey Graham is saying Hershel Walker lost because he didn't have enough resources behind him. Give me a break. Warnocc may have outspent Hershel Walker, but he was wholly unqualified for the job. Are they really going to pretend this was about money?
I mean, they've been dishonest this entire sector. So at the end of the day, I think what we know is this hasn't been, and I think that there is an issue that we need to talk about money in general, that this winds up being the most expensive Senate race in the history of Georgia, that this was the most expensive Senate race in the entire country in 2022, right? And I think we have to really think about, are we going to continue to move forward without true campaign finance reform, where it's going to take $400 million to run for one Senate seat? I think that's a critical issue that we got to think about. But secondly, they certainly can't blame this, that literally what early on in midterm elections, they had spent 3 times the amount with groups as they had spent as the Democrats. So this wasn't a money game. This is a blame game. The bottom line, they lost because they made bad choices. They did not represent, I think, the people. They had a bad candidate, and it was a perfect storm.
Hershel Walker is just one of dozens of election deniers that lost in 2022. The GOP is still trying to find a clear message around it. And I want to share what Republican Indiana Senator Mike Braun pointed out today.
Candidate quality does count. And then you could never have anything that's going to resonate generally if there's not a clear plan of what you're for. We're basically for nothing, and you complain about it all the way, and then say, well, maybe we'll tell you after we're elected.
Okay, Tim, Mike Braun was saying that, get your act together, Republicans, and look who's standing right behind him, Rick Scott, the Senate GOP campaign chair. Are we really to believe that Mike Braun saying things like this are going to push Rick Scott to get his act together? Look what's happening in the House. Look at the Republicans who are in office who are rising in power.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing I've heard Mike Braun say in a while. So I do agree with him on that. I don't know if they're actually going to take that advice to heart and act on it. What you're saying, the House is exactly right. Just today in the Bulwark, my colleague Joe Pernico was interviewing House members, and even Dan Newhouse from Washington, who voted to impeach Trump. So even the most normal Republican in the House said that he thought it made sense to do investigations into whether the DOJ is too politicized, an investigation into Hunter Biden's laptop and Twitter. So this is what these guys are going to do. The writing is on the wall that that's their plan for next year, to do these stupid political investigations that are performative in order to appease the base. It's not clear to me they've learned anything. I think what they want to be able to do is just say, this is Trump's fault, we're going to blame him, but then not actually acting differently this time. And that's an easy out for them to blame Trump, because they don't have to take any accountability for themselves. And I think that this was a party-wide problem, and that's why they were swept, essentially, in the competitive Senate races.
Let's be clear, not all of them have the guts to actually blame Trump. Latasha Brown, Tim Miller, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it.
Okay, may I comment, sir?
Yeah.
What you saw there, ladies and gentlemen, was nothing more than prepackaged bullshit. Okay? This shit is scripted. Okay? They do not want a black agenda whatsoever. And this, even with Walker losing the election, and Warnocc is no better, this here just goes to clearly show, black family, that they don't want us having no political power, rather if it's in Georgia, rather if it's in Colorado, rather if it's in California, Nevada, New Jersey, Florida, or what have you. This is why it's very, very essential that we must have our cohesiveness. And individuals like Warnocc and Hershel Walker, we got to turn our backs on them, black family. These clowns don't represent us.
No, they don't.
Both of these Negroes have exhibited, boss, we sick. Our house on fire, boss. The slave will be more concerned about the house catching on fire than the master would. See, that's the problem right there. That damn cognitive dissonance. The chain is no longer on our bodies, it's on our fucking brains.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. More reason of that we stated on our platform of getting our children up out of these public indoctrination centers. Carter G. Woodson told us this here damn near 100 years ago. What Marcus Garvey did over 100 years ago, he told us.
Yeah.
See?
Fact.
Yeah, see? And we're still stuck on stupid on a collective basis. Okay? But however, we are coming along. We are making progress. We know you got to crawl before you walk. But what we got to have, black family, is a total political cohesiveness, rather if it's at the municipal level, at the state level or at the federal level. Now, let's look at the presidency of Barack Obama. He was more concerned about everybody else than his own people. I mean, Barack, you were the president of the United States, man, when Mark Brown got killed. You were the president of the United States when Sandra Bland got killed. You were the president of the United States when they shot and murdered little Tamir Rice. And you did not execute no type of presidential power to go have them motherfuckers put in jail and thrown under the goddamn jail of where they belong.
Yep.
See, so what good is the black politician unless he is speaking something tangible for our votes? Now, you got Ice Cube and Chris Tucker up there, and Fridays, I believe, the first Fridays, I believe. Okay, now let's look at the shit that Hollywood makes about us. You don't show our black men strong anymore. You don't show black men like you had on the TV show called Good Times.
Yeah.
With James Evans, you know, was the daddy, and he was a very strict disciplinarian.
Yeah.
You see, and then you had what's the dude's name? Jimmy Walker up there with Kid Dynamite and all that. And if history serves, if my memory serves me correct, or what's left of it, I think Newton had went down there with a delegation down there to Television City over there in the Fairfax district of Los Angeles, where CBS Studios is, and told them, said, hey, look, man, check this out. You all not going to keep perpetuating this bullshit about us like this. And that's why I dug the little kid on Good Times. Who was the young son name? Michael. They used to call him the militant midget. You know what I mean? You know, I really liked it. Here's a character, and I do remember that there was one episode on there that kind of touched home a bit, is where Michael had got suspended from school because he had cussed out a white teacher, not cussed him out, but he checked a white teacher who was selling him a bill of goods, and he got suspended. So he thought his daddy was going to give him a spanking. But then he sat down there and he talked to his daddy and said, well, son, you're right. You know, they should teach the truth about us. See, so we don't have these warped, brain dead ass Negroes like Warnocc and Hershel Walker. That's why the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead was created. You see what I mean? Because because black family, we're in need of some resurrection mentally. I mean, it's bad. That's why I made that video that, as you know, of Brother Paris about 7 years ago on Sunday, on Easter morning, entitled Resurrection of the Mental Dead. You see what I'm saying? You know, and from what I understand, man, that thing there is approaching about 1,000 views, man. We need to push that, man, you know, to see if we can get monetized on that for our platforms. Okay. But what it is so sad is when these individuals think that the only way for us to progress is to be a carbon copy of the slave master, and we cannot do that. Minister Farrakhan mentioned that. Malcolm X mentioned that. Marcus Garvey mentioned that. Even Martin Luther King mentioned that when he says, you know what, people, I think I led our people into a burning house with this concept of integration. And I remember on Shabaka's Black Experience, where we had the elder, Mr. McChesnick, who did clarify to us is that Dr. King was leaning toward the philosophy of black nationalism shortly before his death. And then, as Dr. Newton did here in the streets of Oakland right here, which is getting drenched on, I see the rain eased up a little bit, okay, of where he appreciated Malcolm, but as he stated in his memoirs, is that he wanted to do it on a social and economical basis as opposed to following the doctrines of a quote-unquote religion. But you got to understand, black family, is that warfare is on three planes. It's on the physical plane, it's on the spiritual plane, and it's on the mental plane. Read Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Yes. It's on audiobook too. But
okay.
She got something she got to say, and then we got to move to the next topic. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
about Hershel Walker?
Oh man, I was just laughing because
And
Hershel
them
Walker
coons
said
doing the jig because Hershel Walker won.
it didn't win.
Or didn't win, or
I
because
mean, like,
Warnocc won.
yeah, Warnocc won, but I don't really give a fuck. I just thought he was funny because he's just. I just think he's funny because he's simple, but that's about it. You know what I mean? And
Is this
somewhere,
a victory for Black people? Is this something that we should be celebrating?
no, no, it's just entertaining. We already knew how it was gonna go, and shit, y'all went out and re-voted. We know this is where it was gonna go.
Yeah, you in Atlanta especially.
Yeah, like so sad, man. Just couldn't sit it down anywhere. I just thought Hershel Walker was mad scandalous the whole run. I mean, he's just doing scandalous shit after scandalous shit. He's just a simple villain. That's all I gotta say. Simple and villainy. Kind of like Trump. It's kind of entertaining to me. Other than that, like the fact that he said we was in an erection, I was like, for real? That's just what women want to hear. You know what I mean? Other than that,
Wow.
other than that, I was just highly amused and disappointed all at the same time. Would it have been a game changer? No, not really. We would have just had somebody so simple-minded individual that talks about the craziest group. However, I kind of feel like I could decipher fucking Walker's discussions in his little roundabout ways. Because with every simple mind is somewhere lying deep down inside. He's telling the truth about something later. You know what I mean? Just doing it in an old simple-minded way. You gotta decipher the bullshit.
He is a CT.
Other than that, I don't know. We can talk about anything else. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay, all right, okay. If I may add, Lady Che, glad you brought that up. When you look at the classic motion picture called Gone with the Wind, there's a line there with Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh when terror was burning down and it was at the end of the Civil War.
Yeah.
And Clark Gable says to Vivian Leigh, how are you going to get up out of here when you got you a broken down wagon, an old man, and a simple-minded darky? A simple-minded darky. And them two clowns that we just talked about down there in Georgia is the epitome of that. And it breaks my heart that I have to say that. That shit is redundant.
Yeah,
Understand? That shit is redundant. I mean, now let's look at Donald Trump. The man is a known racist, white supremacist, okay? But like they say, there's an old saying in South Central Los Angeles, never apologize for how you honestly feel. So the dumpster and those like them, your Mitch McConnells and Mitt Romney, Jesse Helms, other bastard there, Strom Thurmond. You know what I'm saying? They stated how they honestly felt. Let's look at Frog Face down there in Alabama. Segregation yesterday, segregation today, segregation tomorrow. Now Frog Face is telling you how he honestly felt. I don't have a problem with it. That's why I know how to deal with your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
See,
I guess I can start wearing them again.
I just want to know if Jesse's gonna start wearing his fuck Trump hats again.
We gotta share some.
Yes, sir.
So the next topic is Ice Cube wants Warner Brothers to give him the rights to the Friday franchise.
Well, goddamn right.
So I'm gonna play this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just want to use the burger. He's the only one that had it.
So that's Cube right there, huh?
A couple days ago, Ice Cube was trading for wanting Warner Brothers to give him the rights to Friday. I'm not about to pay for my own stuff. The ongoing battle for yet another Friday after Next is still being waged between Warner Brothers and Ice Cube. He's not willing to pay for the movie that he himself created. During an interview on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast, he revealed WB has been holding up the process of continuing the franchise despite several scripts being ready for a new Friday installment. I don't know. WB is weird right now. I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. We'd love to have it back. I think it's going to be close to a time when we get it back. So we'll either wait for that time or we'll keep trying to convince them that they need to let us control the movie. It's my movie. It's my movie, but they have distribution control. He actually wrote all three films. Of course, he co-wrote the first one with DJ Poodle. He actually had full writing control over Next Friday and Friday After Next. The fourth movie is tentatively titled Last Friday. When Tyson asked Cube if he would buy the rights from WB to have control over them, he shot down the idea. I ain't putting up shit for it. F no. They need to give it to me and they gonna make money. I'm not about to pay for my own stuff. That's stupid. They need to do the right thing. Give it to us. Let us turn it into more money and make the fans happy. We can do a lot with it. He said that WB rejected 2 scripts for the fourth movie. Executive said the timing wasn't right for the first script. Then the second script had been stuck in development hell. Deadline has reached out to WB for comments, and there's no comment from them. Let me just put it this way. I've given up on the hopes of a Last Friday years ago. Would I watch it if it came out? Yeah. If it doesn't come out, okay. It's cool. We got 3 cool movies. Honestly, I still feel the ranking is 1, 3, and 2. I didn't really care for the second one all that much. It had its moments, but I think Ice Cube said it best himself, or somebody, or John Witherspoon, when he did an interview on Black TV. He's like, yeah, Friday, I don't like when they took us out of the original neighborhood. But I just feel that it sucks. But once you sign on the dotted line, that's how it is. Like, if you just expect them to if you expect WB to just give you the rights back, I highly doubt it's going to happen. Not to mention, a lot of fans are like, man, we don't need one because, John Witherspoon, passed, Debo, and the movie's passed is primed for another installment, which is kind of sad in some ways because this is the day and age of just reboot and sequel series and all this other stuff. But I'm not saying Ice Cube couldn't do something with Friday. I definitely don't think that he would be incapable of taking things to another level. Maybe the next Friday or the last Friday might be the final Friday film as we know it. But from there, they could do a reboot. For years, DC Young Fly having the Smokey's son or the new Smokey or however you want to, twist it. They can do that. And look, even though I'm not crazy about reboots, for example, I think yesterday it was big news that, Jackie Chan officially is like, yeah, Rush Hour 4 is happening. The script and everything is being written. And while I'm not crazy about the idea, I mean, hell, if they put it out, I will watch it, just like if they put out a Last Friday. It's just that I don't feel it's necessary, but if everybody and their mom is getting a slice of the reboot, remake, sequel movie, sequel series, pie, getting that money, I have nothing against these actors getting their pay. Nothing wrong with that. But in terms of the legacy of these franchises, it is what it is, lightning in a bottle. But could they recapture the magic? I mean, when you look at a lot of projects that are made decades after the original, you're really relying on nostalgia to get butts in the seat to sell movie tickets. And then on top of that, you're not always going to find people to be as happy to see the project as you would think they would. I mean, we live in a day and age of, just instant critics online, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the critics say. It's what the box office numbers are. It's what the DVD sales, streaming numbers are. So the real problem with the Ice Cube situation is I really can't expect them to just give you the rights. Now, on the one hand, it's like, look, y'all have had the rights since the beginning, but y'all aren't doing anything with it. Anytime I come up with a script, you shoot it down. But what are you doing with the Friday franchise to make money? Like, why don't you just give me the rights or at least the freedom to create in order to bring in money? Like for him to say, I'm not going to pay for my own shit and then expect WB to turn around and just hand him over the rights, that's not how business works. If I remember correctly, Ice Cube said in the interview that when he, created the first Friday with DJ Poodle, what was it? What was the name of the company? Not WB, but this was prior to Cube Vision. Was it No, it wasn't Paramount. yeah, I forgot the studio or whatever. Basically, the studio behind Friday, they said, hey, why don't, you give us the rights to the movie? That way, if it's a commercial flop, you don't really lose anything. So that's what he did. If he had kept the rights himself, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But he signed them over, and he did make a good amount of money from the first movie, and then he wrote the second and third ones himself. But because he's not it's pretty much the same thing as Taylor Swift, trying to get the rights to her masters of what was it, her first 6 or 7 albums. It's not just going to be handed to you. I mean, at least in the Taylor situation, she tried to buy it, but that dude Scooter wouldn't sell her the masters. He sold it to someone else. So hence why she re-recorded, a lot of her old albums. So in Ice Cube situation, he should either try to compromise. It seems like he has, writing 2 to 3 scripts that have all been turned down. And if they don't do anything with the Friday franchise, I don't see why they wouldn't work with him or sell him the rights. But for him to say he's not going to pay for his own stuff, then it's most likely not going to happen. So, like I said, on the terms of there not being another Friday anytime soon. But what do you think about the whole situation? Do you think he should pay for him? Has WB? I mean, I don't even think it's been announced that there has been a deal from the WB side where, hey, we offered Ice Cube the ability to purchase the rights to the film for the franchise, but he refused. So I really.
Okay, well that was kind of entertainment expose on Ice Cube wanting the rights to the Friday franchise from Warner Brothers.
Okay. Alrighty. Only thing I can say about that there, Brother Che, that sounds like Los Angeles with their bullshit. And we always hashtag Variety magazine that you have right there. And what it is that Mr. Cube, has made a lot of money for Hollywood. Basically, what this man is doing is that he's going for the gold of the fruits of his labor, like they all should go for, including those, the descendants of Tiny Lister Jr., who portrayed Debo. Same thing with Chris Tucker. You see what I'm saying? Is because, they're paying these actors X amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So for every $9 million Cube may get, you could best believe the ones that own the rights to it is getting $90 and $100 million. Just like we have stated before on the past platform, well, Lil Wayne got $100 million from the Universal Music Group. And you could best believe that the Universal Music Group is going to make billions of dollars off of his talent. It boils down to an age-old art called pimping. Okay? Yep. All right. So therefore, this is why we have always had emphasized on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced and Frontline Black News is that we got to control the production of it, the means of production of it. You see what I'm saying? So we can get the full benefits of our so we can get the full rewards of our information that we have served, our talents, and what have you. Rather if it's in Hollywood, rather if it's in the music industry, rather if it's in the professional sports industry. You see what I'm saying? It is because it's Black people, once again, producing the wealth, but then other groups are benefiting off the wealth. And then what they do is that they go insulate themselves like the Zuckerbergs do, the Bezos do, fuck boy down there who just bought the Tweety Bird over there across the bay. You see what I'm saying? Elon Musk and what heck. And Cube is doing right. He demands that Warner Brothers, break him off as well as he should. I mean, Warner Brothers has been in Hollywood since 1912, over 100 years. It's worth trillions of dollars, just like Universal, just like Paramount, just like 20th Century, just like Miramax. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what have you. And then and those big movie moguls, MGM, Warner Brothers. Okay, shit, wait a minute. Paramount, Warner Brothers, MGM, and Universal. Okay,
Yep.
they cut they cup had ran it over, man, in the 1940s, man, in Hollywood's golden age. You see what I'm saying? And those are $1 trillion organizations that are not Black owned, that are not Black controlled. They say, but they want to sit up there, and keep in mind, I enjoyed the Friday movies, and when they make the fourth one, I'm going to go see it. I saw the first three, Debo, Day-Day, you know what I'm saying, Craig, you know what I mean, and what have you, the Jokers and whatnot, way out there in Rancho Cucamonga, California. And yes, people, there is a place called Rancho Cucamonga, California. It really is. Say, so I don't have a problem with Mr. Cube of going out there getting money that he had generated for these individuals. And just like I support Mr. Cube when he said, fuck the $9 million, I'm not getting a jab.
Yep.
So I respect Mr. Cube on that.
All right. So let's hear from Lady Che on this, and then we got to move to the next topic. Go ahead, Lady Che.
Yes.
I think you should just go ahead and take his new script and go somewhere else, or create his own shit and do it anyway. Fuck what they talking about. If you really want to do it, he'll find a way to do it himself. And fuck asking for motherfuckers to do the right thing. He just got to take matters into his own hands, like he takes everything else in his own hands. You know, go somewhere else, and spit your motherfucking script, or do the shit yourself, and fuck what they say.
Okay, if I may interject, Lady Che.
Yeah.
Not cutting you off. Okay, when these guys go sign these contracts, right? Okay, is that they got so much legalese in it, you might not know what you're doing. You just see that little bit of glitter right there, which I call the fool's gold. Okay, but you are correct. You know, he should go up there, do what he's doing. He should perhaps, you know, develop another format based on the Fridays, but something that he could copyright for himself, as opposed to Universal, Paramount, Miramax, you know, owning the rights to it. Is because, see, the money, the lion's share of the money goes to the individual that owns the copyright to it, that owns the intellectual property to it. You see what I mean? Just because, you know, they're paying Cube $9 million, they making 90 million, if not 900 million, because you got the CDs, you got worldwide distribution, you got domestic distribution. You see what I'm saying? That's all I was saying, you know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Lady Che. Please continue, ma'am.
No, I'm good with that, because that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how it worked.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And this is why you always hear me say to anybody, if you ever go out there to Los Angeles, and if you come across a movie set, which is highly possible that you could do, right? Okay, and when they walk up to you and say, hey, man, you know, you want to do a walk-on part, we give you $20. The first thing you tell them is these two words. The first word is fuck, and the second word is you. Now, unless you breaking me off $3,000-$4,000, man, I don't want to hear that shit, because off the material that they're asking you to sign away all your rights for, when they say, oh, well, you got to sign a release, they're going to make millions off of it. I've done a couple of bit parts in L.A., you know what I mean? You know, playing the extra, you see? And that's how I knew, you know, what was up with it. You know, I think I was younger than Brother Che at the time, in the late 70s, early 80s. And then, like the union, Screen Extras Guild, Screen Actors Guild, you know, Brother Che, the ones that we always hashtag when we do a show, when we crumb bum on them, they pimping you too. You see what I'm saying? You know, now you can go up there, get you a damn union card, but you still got to pay dues to keep that union card active. Now, it's up to the casting director if you're going to get the part. Then, just like how they did so many black women in the 1930s, and Dorothy Dandridge was one of them. Well, you want this part? Well, you know, you got to get down there on that casting couch and do whatever. This is why they got a lot of our young black women going out there doing adult films for their quote unquote auditions, you know, up there in the Hollywood Hills and in the San Fernando Valley, which is on the other side of the Hollywood side. So connect the dots.
Yep. So on that note, move us to our next topic, and that is Brittany Giner is released.
Oh yeah.
Russian prison. So this is from TMZ.
Ain't that the crew, brother Che? You told me don't talk to him.
Yep, that's the FBI right there. Brittany Giner released from Russian prison.
Brittany Giner is on her way back to the U.S. After a prisoner swap that the Biden administration has been negotiating for all this time since she was arrested in Russia for having some hash in a vape pen. And then she's been held since then. We've been saying this all year. She's been a political prisoner.
Sure.
The sentence that she got was far too large for what she did. And this was about Russia wanting something, and they got it this morning as we swapped Brittany Giner. The U.S. got Brittany Giner and Victor Bout, a man who has earned the nickname the Merchant of Death, was given back to Russia. So right now, Brittany is on her way back here. By the way, her wife was at the White House this morning next to President Biden and Vice President Harris, and this is what she had to say about Brittany coming home. There is some mixed emotion about this, and you're going to hear her wife sort of touch on that.
She's not here to say this, but I will gladly speak on her behalf and say that BG and I will remain committed to the work of getting every American home, including Paul, whose family is in our hearts today as we celebrate BG being home. We do understand that there are still people out here who are enduring what I endured the last 9 months of missing tremendously their loved ones. So thank you everybody for your support. And today is just a happy day for me and my family. So I'm going to smile right now. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the if there is controversy, that's what the controversy is. So Paul Whelan is a retired United States Marine who was in 2018 was locked up on an espionage charge, which of course he denies. He says he never committed a crime, but that's why he is in prison. He's serving almost a 2-decade-long sentence. So a lot of people believe, hey, why was Paul Whelan not included in this deal? The United States government has said, look, we tried to do a 2-for-1, but Russia insisted on a 1-to-1 trade, Brittany Giner for Victor Bout. So the United States position is we tried our best, so we took the deal that was available to us. But for a lot of people, that is not acceptable. As a matter of fact, Paul Whelan had a phone interview with CNN recently, and he said that he was disappointed in President Biden that he was not released.
So, by the way, we're going to get more into the Paul Whelan side of this case and what happens and what are the risks in doing these sort of prisoner swaps a little bit later in the show. But for this moment, clearly you could hear it on her wife's, you could see it on her face, you could hear it in her voice, the joy of having her back. This has been a really difficult time, obviously, for her, and I think the Biden administration felt like they needed to make this happen.
For sure.
Because there's been
a lot of people thought that like they had forgotten about her. Like, the news had died down a bit. It had been some months. We had seen that she had been transferred over to another side of like the prison.
So the penal colony.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a horrible like working condition and living condition. So I think a lot of people thought like, we were just going to watch this play out and she wasn't going to make it back home. And then
if you ask me, I think that whole transfer her to the penal colony, showing her the last time she had a court hearing, they showed her behind bars. I think all that was done by, again, she was a political prisoner. Don't, call it what you want. That's what it was. And that was done to increase pressure on the Biden administration to make the swap. I think that was, Russia played that the way exactly as they wanted to get this result.
And the administration makes it clear too that the circumstances are different. It's not like they just forgot about Paul because Brittany, more at the forefront or whatever the case may be. But the circumstances were different, and they're not going to give up.
And by the way, I think that was part of Russia's plan to create this divide, to have people, to make this a situation where there are mixed emotions about Brittany Giner being released. Was she released just because she's a celebrity? And that there are going to be people who are very upset that Paul Whelan is still there. So, if you, on the whole here, you might say Russia won this, but you can't help but feel the joy that Brittany's family is feeling today as she's on her way. And Brittany, obviously,
right now as we're speaking.
Hi, Brittany here from Houston, and I just want to say that I do agree she was a critical pawn in Russia's game, and I'm glad she's home, especially as a Black woman myself. But I do agree that in a sense Russia got what they want. But again, I'm so glad that Brittany is home and that she made it.
Yeah, I just say you can't take that joy away from Brittany or her family.
Not at all. It seems like your wife doesn't want to let you either. She said, I'm a smile today.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Okay.
Well, oh man, yo, they killing me with this bullshit, you folks. Okay, this was quite obviously a political operation. Okay, so they got back the arms dealer, you know, for Brittany Giner. I've also have seen across social media, well, what about the Marine who's been over there, what is it, 10 years, I believe? And I think they got him on some espionage shit or some shit like that.
Yeah, in addition to Willer, the one that they were just talking about.
Okay.
Paul Willer or something.
Yeah, and I saw across my social media today about in regard to Brittany Giner, and this had to have been a troll who said, well, what about the Marine over there? And I'm like, well, these type of comments are not supposed to come across the Shabaka pages because, you know, we deal with our own folk. So we got some trolls out there who spying on us. Like they doing you, Brother Che, just like they doing Seduction Doll. Just like they doing our brother Isaiah, just like how they doing so many of our good friends, you know, that support our platforms. And we're not going to talk about our good friend Henry Dessalines. I mean, social media's just fucked Henry off. You know what I'm saying? But Henry, you know, he told me he don't give a damn. Yeah, okay, but what it is that this is a bunch of grandstanding bullshit, in my opinion. I am glad that the sister is up out of that situation, but I think that the Biden regime was just doing this here to get the black vote for 2024, or rather, or Harris, I should say, because me personally, I don't think Biden is going to make it to 2024.
No, not at 82.
And what I mean by that, yeah, and what I mean by that, the age, the dementia is setting in. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. How do you fall up the stairs? And then there's a picture that I saw on social media where he shitted in his pants, and I put a meme up there that said, and I said, look at this shit right here. So I doubt it seriously if Biden is going to be able to run in 2024. So then that means Kamala. Okay. So if Kamala goes up against Trump, if Trump decides to still be eligible in 2024, because they digging up the dirt on Trump right there, trying to disqualify him. So then that means Trump Jr. Okay. They're a shoo-in for 2024.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. Is that the governor of Florida?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. DeSantis, if you're looking at this, sir, you're welcome to call in Shabaka's Black Experience. And once again, the number to call is 516-418-5996. And what I would like to do with you, Mr. DeSantis, since I'm not in your state and you can be in yours, I would like to discuss critical race theory with you, just to show you of what the fucking hypocrite that you are, where your law states that if you talk about slavery in Florida, this makes white people feel uncomfortable. Motherfucker, we've been uncomfortable for the last 400 goddamn years. Right. So please give us a call. We'll be happy to hear from you, Governor DeSantis. We really would.
Oh,
And I will not be violating your law because I'll be in California and you could be in the great state of Florida. I've been through your raggedy ass state. It just gave me the straight willies. Seeing those weeping willow trees, southern trees, bear a strange fruit. Black body swinging in the southern breeze. Yeah, Mr. DeSantis, so you ain't never got to worry about me stepping in your goddamn state ever again. So, Governor DeSantis, once again, the number is 516-418-5996. You could come on social media and say, hey, Shabaka Sankori. Hey, Che and Krumah. Hey, Lady Che. Hey, I'm taking up your guys' offer to come on the platform Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced and Frontline Black News to discuss this critical race theory, sir, that you have banned for black people talking about in your state. And to quote the words of Huey P. in these streets here 50 years ago, we ain't broke no laws because I'll be here in California. So I will not be in violation of your state law in Florida. And once again, Governor DeSantis, you ain't never, ever got to worry about me stepping in that raggedy motherfucker again. So, go to the Florida Everglades, Governor. Let the Gators deal with you. Yes.
I add to this one thing about DeSantis. You know, DeSantis was arresting motherfuckers for voter fraud and shit. But I want to talk about old Bloomberg paid all the fees for all those people to be able to vote because he's like, you just never know. They might be Republicans, they might be Democrats, whatever it is. He's he paid a lot of money for all them people to get their shit clear so that they could be able to vote. You know, so I think DeSantis should write a check and tell that motherfucker thank you for fixing a motherfucking error that possibly could help or hinder his his future presidency. I'll just say that I was enlightened the other day when someone told me about that. I was like, man, just watching Bloomberg News makes me a happier motherfucker. You know what I mean? That shit is just a roundabout way.
Hey, there we is. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Love it.
That shit came out so real. Like Bloomberg don't got no fucking qualms of giving you the real shit in a matter of 15 minutes and leading you down one way that everything leads all the way back to you. Good old New York and good old Florida. You know what I mean? And the fucking bullshit and all the rhetoric that happens over there. But man, I was like, I love Bloomberg News. I just have to say that. I just love that motherfucker is so shiesty.
Okay. All righty. Well,
Brittany Giner. Real quick about Brittany Giner. Brittany Giner got every reason to be a mad, angry black woman and have a lot of animosity. She should cuss out the LGBTQ for not standing behind her or fighting for her. The wife don't count because that's her wife. She should be mad at the president and for using her as a motherfucker, allowing her to be used as a political pawn, forcing her to go to prison and being a real life slave in another country. Also, she should be mad at vice president, whatever the fuck her name is.
Come on.
Be mad because she couldn't even stand up and do, even stand for a woman, and she leave everything all open for interpretation and just go hide out somewhere. But be real mad when the motherfucking immigrants show up on her doorstep. I mean, she's stupid. The other thing is, she should tell heterosexual black men, thank you for standing up and fighting for her to come back and even willing to go get her. She should tell every heterosexual black man, thank you. And, whatever she just got to say, just say thank you. And she should be mad at the Russians for going ahead and using her like that and kidnapping her basically. Also, she should be pissed off with the presidency because she said when she was pleading guilty, I hope this isn't political, and it clearly was. And they owe her, not only do they owe her many motherfucking apologies, They should give her some motherfucking money and take care of her. She should be mad at the team. She should be mad at her team for going ahead and writing her off.
Right.
We better move on now. That's fucked up shit, and she has every right to curse out the LGBTQ and stand on it because that right there is the false agenda. But they only use black people to tokenize a mascot. They don't give a fuck about them at the end of the day.
They use us for an
You're right.
and then they abandon us.
And they abandoned her in her actual time of need. They abandoned her and they didn't come back for her. So she should be thoroughly fucking irate and make all kind of press releases and cuss everybody out and say, hey, you know what? You owe it to me to make it right. And they do. So I'm glad she's out. And like I said, she should tell black men, thank you for standing up for me, and thank you for fighting for me, and thank you for believing and fighting for me, and that I'm a woman at the end of the day, and thank you for standing up for me being a black woman, not just me being a whatever the fuck, but me being a black woman and not having to suffer these horrendous motherfucking conditions, and never go back to Russia and play ball again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck it.
Okay, thank you, Lady Che.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna move to our next topic. Black family, thank you for sticking with us. The next topic, California reparations update.
Fine.
So this
Wait a minute. California reparations spark concern over white people possibly qualifying. Oh, here comes the fuckery. Let's hear it, Brother Che. This is in my region. Okay, let's hear it.
Now, this is a 600-page report that chronicles the harms against the African-American community, starting with what Vice Chair Brown says is the original scene of the crime, that being the transatlantic slave trade. The recommendations for reparations must include compensation, restitution, which accounts for stolen land or stolen wealth, stolen opportunities, rehabilitation, free education, free health care. With examples, I'm not saying those are going to be the final recommendations. Not all Black people in the state of California will be eligible for reparations in the state.
And then you may kiss my motherfucking ass. Fuck you in the goddamn state of California.
Hold on, so give her a pass. She's talking about FBA. She's saying that you got to be FBA in order to qualify.
Not a Black immigrant.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
Yes, this is primarily focused on the state of California, but this is nonetheless very, very historic, very, very transformational for Black folks both here in the state of California and nationwide also.
Yeah, she said they have to be able to trace their lineage back to
That's what I'm talking about.
back to
the slavery.
Oh shit.
At least
Back to where?
the first census.
The first census. Chattel slavery.
Okay, the first census I believe was 1920.
No. The first census was 1870.
1870?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My great-great-grandparents was born in the 1840s on the plantations of Alabama.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, you're good, Shabaka.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Like you got the motherfuckers that they won't qualify will be Black immigrants. They come from other countries. They won't be the ones they qualify. Then you might have you'll have like certain motherfuckers, like for example white people trying to blend in, or trying to do a stake in the
imitation of life.
Yeah. And then you'll have
the imitation of life in reversed order.
Yeah, you'll have the mixed ones like myself. They'll come in under having one parent that
that's a descendant of chattel
that is a descendant of chattel slavery. They just have to
Okay, now let me interrupt you right there, Lady J. Hold that point right there. Okay, just on that right there would qualify you for the auction block. And what proves this here is go look at a film called Band of Angels, made in 1957, and it dealt with just that.
Yep. And that was my
Just that. No, you would still qualify for the auction block, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You would still qualify for the auction block, particularly if you were in a state like Louisiana.
Yep. Goddamn right. So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's more like the lineage part, because for me not being able to, I know, but I don't know. I need them to do the paperwork, like the trace it back shit, you know what I mean? Because I don't have
right. Okay.
For me, it's
and
all,
if I may say,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For me, it's an educational, because I was born in LA. I was born in East LA, so I know what I know.
Right.
But because I was curious once they said that they would do the light work, which is the lineage tracing, the DNA, all the good genealogy shit that I don't have, because technically you would look at my case like I'm an orphan, you know what I mean? From at least from my father's side. My mother's side is like a fucking mystery in itself, but we already know she's European, so we just go write that off. You know what I mean? So there's not even a debate. That bitch is European. The villain is a European. Okay, great. But my father is not. You know what I mean? The mystery of it all is that the villain wants to be secretive and denied me 40 fucking two years of actual fucking knowledge, and I got my knowledge in California with a family that raised my father. So for me to say that I have a good knowledge, and not to mention I came with a genetic or congenital defect that I had to have a geneticist test. So I know what I know, right? So I was like, well,
right.
It's educational, not necessarily financial. However, if just having one parent that can be traced back, for me that money is for legacy wealth. That money could be used for my mate, part of my mate's campaign. Like that could be used for a whole bunch of wealth building too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really give
and then
much more money than God at one point in life. You know what I mean? So this is nothing.
right.
But education and the trace back for me, and the fact that I could tell motherfuckers like, look, my whole motherfucker, at least recently, you damn bastards, the only time they ever made me feel ashamed of being fucking mixed or whatever, knowing goddamn well that it's been black first my whole motherfucking life. When I left my fucking the man that raised me house and went into the system, it's been a black first fucking romance. So the only last years now I've been shamed and fucking held to this colorism motherfucking bullshit, and be told I was racially ambiguous all of a sudden. Now eat that. Like, look, when I have my shit together, like, eat this. I was right the whole time. Fuck you, suck a dick. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit.
Okay. All right. Now, the way how you would nip all that shit there in the buds is tell them to read The Greatest My Own Story by the heavyweight champ Muhammad Ali, and read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Is because Ali was on a talk show one time, and they was trying to say to Mr. Ali is that you're a descendant of what did he say? Who was it? Clay. There was a slave trader in Kentucky by the name of Clay.
Yeah.
And they said that you should be real proud of that. And he said, why? The only thing that was just a white man violating a sister, who was in my bloodline. You see what I mean? Malcolm X has stated in his autobiography, his mother's mother. Okay, he was born 1925. Okay, so wait a minute. So let's say that his mother had him when she was 25. So that would be 1875. Wait a minute. But yeah, so the X-Man is stated in the autobiography. This just showed of how the black woman was violated on a plantation system, and that there would be a slave woman, or what they would call, and excuse me, sisters, for using this term, who is out there listening to this platform, but this is the truth, commonly referred to as a bed wench. And of course, and we know the history of that because I believe me and Mad Dr. D did an episode on that there too, Brother Che. And this is why you would hear me sometimes do an audio by Oscar Brown Jr. for our intro called Bitter Men. And in the lyrics, Mr. Brown Jr. states, well, she'll make a fine, proper lady maid if she's properly whipped. See?
Man. Yeah, where is
yeah,
that? And I can't find that. Yo. We got to get that clip back.
Yes, sir. Okay. And Mr. Brown Jr. does state in his lyrics is that, you know, she'll make a proper lady's maid and show her flanks, meaning stripping her sister ass naked on the auction block. Rather if she was 10, rather if she was 20, rather if she was 16, rather if she was 28. You see, they refer to the black woman as a breeder. See? Rather if she was married, rather if she had a daddy or not, her brothers, you know, her sons, you know, the slave master could go violate her, you know, at his will. She was property. And then for all you haters out there, you know, be sure to send your hatred to the inbox of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. We will read your hate mail. You might not like our response, but we really don't care. It's because we are stating the truth as ugly as it is. So for all of those of you who are non-black talking about racial healing and let's come together as one, we got to discuss this sick shit. If you truly want to have some healing, this has got to be addressed.
Exactly.
Say.
And I thoroughly believe, that it is a fucking it's a blood debt that's owed. Cut that fucking check for everybody, including like just what I say, the descendants of chattel slavery, foundational Black Americans, my more actually deeply melanated brothers that have a debt coming to them. Don't question what they do with the fucking whatever they fucking do with it. It's theirs. It's been owed 233 fucking thousand or whatever the fuck it is. Is a drop in the bucket. And they'll figure it out, but that's a start. At least they have an answer. And we should be a little thankful that we're putting in the work, and it's just the beginning to start heading towards the southern and eastern fucking states where shit really went down. And
yes, ma'am.
Freedmen,
and you are
old.
Yeah, freedmen. Yeah.
Yep, those freedmen are old.
Yeah, you're right.
And fucking apology. You got fucking over 400 fucking years of motherfucking traumatic fucking blood debt. You disappeared cities, cemeteries, motherfucking people. You know, there's atrocities held. There's fucking genetic skin, fucking traumatic fucking shit just buried deep within our soul. Fuck that. No college adequate. No amount of symbolism is ever gonna fucking make up for it. No. And not to mention, you doomed our future couple of generations, because what we're doing now is fucking something for them. But look, they're gonna have to fucking refix everything that we're doing now to better their lives later, which is a fucking tragedy, because look what the people that went before us had to do and endure. And now they're probably just rolling around in their graves, looking at all these motherfucking leapfrogging factions pushing past us and still shunning the fucking natural black fucking race.
Okay, Black family, let me get to the article, please.
All right, sorry about that. We're passionate. I don't know why you're not so angry.
I am.
California reparations sparked concern over white people possibly qualifying under a bill signed by Governor Gavin Newsom in 2020. California is looking into possible ways to provide restitution to Black Americans who experienced the generational effects of slavery, and the state's reparations plan might potentially benefit white identifying individuals. Some analysts have said a 9-member reparations task force was deployed to travel across the state and develop reparation recommendations and propose solutions to its findings, which take into account the harms that Black people suffered. In a March 2022 report, the task force said that those eligible for reparations should be descendants of enslaved African Americans or of a free Black person living in the United States prior to the end of the 19th century. In its interim report released in June, the task force was able to determine 12 areas of harm identified as the lingering effects of slavery, said task force member Jovan Scott Lewis, a professor at the University of California at Berkeley and a geographer who researches reparations.
Wait a minute, what's that motherfucker's name? I'm right down the street from UC Berkeley.
Separate and unequal education, racism, and environment and infrastructure, pathologizing the Black family, control over creative, cultural, and intellectual life,
okay,
opportunity, an unjust legal system, mental and physical.
That's the light-skinned brother. That's from Jamaica.
Okay, they had slavery in Jamaica.
Yeah, but he was against. He was against the lineage.
He was against the reparations.
For lineage based. He wasn't against the reparations. He was against foundational Black Americans getting it.
Yeah, he tried to do the inclusive Black thing, and FDA was not happy.
Oh boy, there's a coon born every minute, huh?
Every minute. Mm-hmm.
That is sad. Okay, yeah, that is real sad.
I gotta finish
and
hold on, somebody. I gotta finish it.
Oh yes, sir.
Neglect and the wealth gap. Lewis said that the task force was able to identify 5 key areas that could be supported by some form of compensatory framework because those were the ones that were currently backed by data from the economics team. The 5 areas identified by the team are housing discrimination, mass incarceration, unjust property seizures, evaluation of Black businesses, and healthcare. Those issues factor into determining the reparations. Based on housing discrimination alone that occurred between 1933 and 1977, as much as $569 billion in reparations could need to be paid to African Americans in California, amounting to $223,000 per person. Concerns about the current eligibility criteria. Some experts are concerned that the current language of the eligibility criteria might open the door for individuals identifying as white to possibly receive reparations money if they prove descendants and meet the eligibility criteria. William Darity, a professor of public policy, African and African American studies at Duke University, told Newsweek that the way in which the language of the eligibility requirements is worded may open the door to that possibility. There's always a problem if the proposal is designed or written in such a way that individuals who are currently living as white who may have ancestors in those 2 categories would be eligible for Black reparations. So that is a potential problem, Darity said. He explained that if this is the complete language of the eligibility criteria, it is possible that an individual who is not living as a Black person in the United States could claim eligibility. Somebody whose ancestors were enslaved, subjected to child slavery somewhere else might be able to come forward too. But that's the complete language, he said. I think it's problematic if somebody who has lived in a world where there are benefits and advantages to being white and who has lived under those conditions makes a claim for reparations. I think that's highly problematic and unethical. Meanwhile, Nkechi Tafa, an attorney and founder and director at Reparation Education Project, told Newsweek that white individuals who could possibly use the task force's criteria to claim reparations would probably do so by proving ancestry was mostly a result of tragic events in the past. Most of that ancestry might be probably from rape of Black women and girls, she said, adding that the possibility that people who identify as white could qualify for reparations is very problematic. For people of another race to be
I can't see it.
Based on a lineage criteria that allows for a loophole for them to be able to apply. It's really nonsensical, and it's even more ironic or a slap on the face when lineage might be based on rape, Tafa explained. However, Lewis, who is a task force member, clarified that the eligibility criteria is specific to a Black individual who can claim descendants from one of those classes of individuals. We're talking about people who today are recognized as African American and who can also establish lineage to African American persons enslaved in this country or free persons prior to the 1900s, Lewis told Newsweek this week. White individuals need to prove that they've been harmed. Lewis said that there will not be a specific race-based requirement for the reparations eligibility criteria. He also confirmed that a person has to prove that they have been impacted by ongoing discrimination that stems from American history. He said the person...
Yeah, every goddamn time I got jacked up by the LAPD when I was a teenager. Yeah, that's discrimination.
Discrimination. We're thinking about mass incarceration. We're thinking about experiences that have impacted a particular community that is having a descent from persons enslaved in this country, he said, adding that some might think it's very feasible for a white American to claim to have an ancestor who was enslaved. However, we're talking about there being this dual criteria by which one has to be able to determine eligibility rooted in this historical phenomenon, slavery, and its historical community, while also facing the ongoing consequences of racism in this society, Lewis explained. And so it's hard to imagine that there will be a white American who would be able to claim that they have an ancestor who was enslaved, and who would also then say that they identify with the community of Black Americans that has been victims to the ongoing laboring effects. Other concerns about the current eligibility criteria. Still, Tafa thinks that the task force's lineage decision would be more limiting in terms of determining the number of Black people who are eligible for reparations. Honestly, I think everyone should try to trace their ancestry, but it should not be a requirement mandated as a precondition to be able to qualify for reparations, she said. Tafa also recommended that reparation claims eligibility should go beyond the enslavement era to include Black individuals who suffered discrimination in California up until 1965. As they should be automatically deemed eligible without having to go through exhaustive genealogical study and analysis. There is a category of immigrants who have been here for a very long time and were subjected to Jim Crow's apartheid and suffered the same type of educational inequities, health disparities, and mass incarceration. She said she was explaining that some Black individuals might be excluded from this reparations plan based on its current language. But Lewis said that this is something that the task force in California is looking into. The task force's current reparations plan is not the final one. Members are set to send recommendations to Governor Newsom, and they are still currently working on those recommendations. What the New York Times reported was an early and preliminary presentation from the economics team that is working on what potential costs might be, Lewis said. Basically, between now and March, the task force will be coming up with and then finalizing the recommendations that we will send on to the state in our final report this coming summer. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
I have a thought. My only thought is you should go through the exhaustive fucking genealogy, fucking ancestry shit. And I mean, we just look at fucking what's it Uncle Tom's
Uncle Ben's cabin.
Uncle Tom motherfucking the shit motherfucking the my bad the shit that fucking wow, God, I can't remember the name that Ramel me watch oh God, I can't remember the name of the movie right now.
Django?
No. The movie the Ramel me watch. That explains the whole situation from start to finish. The child slavery, everything like that. You know what I mean? You remember what I was talking about? Cause
vaguely.
It's a movie that for the fucking Ramel me watch. I watched it like 100 fucking times. That explains it from start to finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I can't remember the name.
All right. Well, anyway, fuck. I wish we could ask for real quick. It had Nat Turner at the end of it.
It's still not ringing the bell. I don't remember the name.
Good Lord, man! Ask Ramel. The phone's right there.
Ramel, it's after midnight.
He's awake. Just text him right now. Anyway, so real quick, in that movie, I can't remember what it's called right off the top of my head right now because I'm having a trouble placing it. They showed that the white master was raping obviously raping sisters and shit, and would have babies with her that would eventually were damn near so light they looked like him. You know what I mean? And
okay, well, see, that's what Minister Malcolm spoke about in his autobiography.
Yeah, that was in the house. So the possibility is like very fucking slim. It's not unheard of. I just think that they should have to go, especially like white people period. You know, even myself, if I'm willing to
Oh, you're
subject,
talking about.
I'm willing to subject myself to that motherfucking level of scrutiny to prove a fucking point, or just for my own education, fucking knowing where the fuck my shit stand. Well, hell yeah, this is not for everybody. This is not. It's specific. It is lineage based. It is ancestral based. It is tied to
Right.
the
We
blood,
we
sweat, and
called in
tears
and made sure it was that.
of fucking the descendants of fucking chattel slavery. It is a real life thing. Goddamn right. Put in that motherfucking work. You just don't get to come in and fucking steal something again from foundational
Right.
Americans. So I'm in
Right.
agreement with what we've been saying for fucking ever and a day. They gotta be able to prove it. Everybody gotta be able to prove it. They do the research for you. If you can't find it, you can't find it on your own. They'll do that shit for you, because they're not just gonna hand you or me or anybody. They can't be proven, or where the fuck at least one of their fucking parents come from, if not both. If you don't know, you don't have your shit together. They said they would do it for you, and fuck, I'm willing to let them do it. So goddamn right, white people or anybody else trying to claim something that by rights they really shouldn't. Or they're just trying to screw over foundational Black Americans. Yeah, you need to go through that rigorous motherfucking testing. If you don't have your shit together, or even have a fucking idea or a general fucking point in the right direction, goddamn right. This is not a game for foundational Black Americans. This is a serious fucking thing. And people should do the right thing and go by the rules. There shouldn't be a fucking debate. It is specific, it is lineage based to the people that built the fucking Americas. Okay, that's simple as that.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Okay, now let me emphasize on this right here. The state of California, with its bullshit and its shenanigans. Okay, if they're gonna do it based on a DNA test, do not take the DNA test by Henry Louis Gates. Fuck Henry Louis Gates. It's because what Henry Louis Gates does is that I've witnessed this bullshit because he's done TV shows on it. I think he even did a couple of YouTube videos on it. Is that I noticed that Henry Louis Gates, when he would come across his subjects, Samuel L. Jackson was one of them, and he traced Samuel L. Jackson back to the Mende. And of course, we know who the Mende is. That's the ones that brought you Sin Q. Okay. But then Gates would go emphasize more of the elements of the rape and slave trade and pedophile that violated Black women on the plantation system. And I think he even did one for Don Lemon, who was on CNN. Malcolm X, had said it best, and Minister Malcolm had spoke on this the sexual abuse, in his autobiography, and also two of the lectures that he had gave, and he was hated for it. You see what I mean? But it's all good. The heavyweight champion had did it. But Henry Louis Gates, he places emphasis when he does his DNA on the slave trading pedophile. And I hate to put it in those terms, but those are essentially the facts. You see what I mean? Now, I had a first cousin who had his DNA done. Okay, so on the relationship line, the first cousin would be pretty much like the one right after a brother, right? Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And so it came back from the Cameroon and Nigeria. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. And I think I have a sibling who's about to go get the test. Okay. And I'll wait on her results to see what's up with that. But as far as my family tree is concerned, it has been traced back to 1841 Alabama.
Right.
Great-great-grandparents both were born into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
still ahead of my competition.
Yeah, I mean, that's no question. There's no question about a good majority. You know what I mean? There's only, there's like a handful of motherfuckers that, need to know exactly where and where to fit in on that. But there's not even to say, but I think that first things first, foundational Black Americans, and that's that. You know what I mean? And everybody needs to to be patient, do their due diligence, let them do their job. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and stay on their helmets. And then once you start the process in California, because I know them with their shenanigans, they like to drag their feet on shit. Okay, you got to stay on their helmets. You know what I mean? And then you got to be leery if California does it for you, because they could find ways to fuck you up out of the money.
yeah.
See, so I would say go have your own DNA check, then compare it to California's, and you would theoretically think there shouldn't be any discrepancies. And then if there is a discrepancy, then the burden of proof would have to be on the state not to give it to you.
Yeah.
See, but you know what I see on this here, people? Knowing California's fucked up politics the way it is, initiatives. Yeah, initiatives. And I'm thinking that it's going to take anywhere from about 3 to 4 years to actually, to get the lowdown on it, because California is going to drag it. It's because you're going to have assholes like Larry Elders who's going to try to throw a monkey wrench in it. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts. And like I said, Elder, the number for you to call in, sir, is 418. Wait a minute. No, the number to call in, 516-418-5996. Mr. Elder, I would love to debate the reparations issue with your brain dead, miseducated, ignorant ass. You're so educated, you're ignorant.
The movie that
White slave master. Yeah, Larry Elder, he's a lawyer out here.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I meant to say.
Goodbye, Uncle Tom.
Yeah, goodbye, Uncle Tom. There you go. That's what I was talking about. That's the name of the movie. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. Thank you, man.
Okay.
That was like the most in depth version of that. You know what I mean? I felt that's the only one I ever seen that was like damn near in depth, straight to the meat and potatoes of it all. But
yeah, the most accurate depiction.
Yeah, let's carry on though, Jesse, because this is the next part. It's like heavy. This shit right here.
More than 70 candidates are running for Denver mayor or city council.
Yeah.
Okay, brother Che. So you got 70 individuals that you have to go up against to become the mayor?
No, I have. I have 24 people I have to go against for Denver mayor. For city council.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. City council and mayor. Okay. My suggestion is to find out what these clowns platforms is, your competition, right?
Same. It's all the same Democratic bullshit. It's all that all inclusive.
Okay.
Can we all just get along? All rising tides lift all boats type shit.
No, kumbaya, huh?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Distinction is very clear, Shabaki.
Very clear.
I'm the only Black first candidate in this race.
Yes, sir. And like I said, Brother Paris, I think you're the first only Black candidate in any race for mayor. With your platform of Black first. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking, and it's about 85% chance that you are. Because I've never heard that, Black first. And that's a beautiful platform to have, you see. And then I know one thing though too, Brother Che. is that will stir up some controversy, and there's no change without controversy.
Right.
So I think, sir, I think that there's one of them secret weapon moves like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I will bring out some controversy, man, and then go up there and cut them to shreds on it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, but not only that, but it just shows that Team fucking Paris is just nothing but at least one portion of Team Paris this side is definitely provocateur of the fucking year.
Right.
We're just living up to what's already been, what is naturally in us. But I mean, fuck this shit, man. We shouldn't be having a pretty duck pandering around like some old hoes just to be competitive. I mean, this is a real life thing, and it's the day and age where times are changing in the West. Everybody needs to get on board with what we're talking about over here at the Black agenda, the B1 fucking agenda, the Black grassroots with no money. There's nothing but fucking work up against fire, intensity, and motherfucking uncompromising motherfucking action. There's nobody.
Right.
It's very difficult, and it's just been me and him. It's probably
okay.
It won't just be me and him at the end, but
it's just the two of us.
Yeah. I'm proud of us. Everybody got ducks.
Oh well, what you're doing, brother Paris, is that what you're doing, sir? Is you getting ready to move a mountain?
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Okay, and when I was in my youth, around your age, I always wanted to move a mountain. And yes, before I head back to Los Angeles, I will be taking a trip up there to the state capital of Sacramento to find this task force.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna go up there, give them the slave name. You know what I mean? And hey, man, and start researching.
Yeah.
You could do it on a computer because my family already did it about 10 years ago. So I got to get the data on that. And the source of that information that came from the U.S. Bureau of the Census.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, my brother said, get up there. He told me, he said, get up there early and get your shit done early because it's going to take just as long as you said. And as soon as I get up there and submit my shit, let their hard work and effort and divine fucking the divine universe handle their business.
Oh yeah, and stay on their helmets. You know what I'm saying? Whatever representative that you got, go there with a news camera. You know what I'm saying? Put them on the spot. Put them on blast. You know what I mean? And then tell them like this here, man. You could figure this all out on the computer, man. Say within say in a matter of hours. And then when they come to you with that bullshit, oh well, it's gonna take us a few months. And then that's when I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna say, look, man, check this out. Let me tell you something. Why is it each time that I get stopped by the Los Angeles Police Department and they ask you if you ever been arrested and they run your name and all that shit comes up there real quick, fast, in a hurry from the time that you was a little kid, if you got a record, all that's going to be there. So it seemed to me that that same information could be retrieved with that same amount of accuracy right there. See? Put them on blast. Make a YouTube video about it. See if it gets some hits, you know?
Yeah, so I'm moving to our next topic. That is Denver politics.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
have more than 70 candidates running for Denver mayor or city council. Here's what's to watch for in the 2023 election. This is from the Chicago Sun, or excuse me, Colorado Sun. .com. Winners of the April 4, 2023 mayoral and city council contests in Colorado's largest city will be among the highest paid elected officials in the state.
Money.
Okay.
Money. So is that a 6-figure income for you, Mr. Mayor, or 5-figure income?
6.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
we're gonna do.
No,
Okay, so that's $100,000 plus a year. Okay.
it would be
Okay.
I'm donating half of my salary to the people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, because with the Unhoused Neighbors campaign, it's like I said, if I can go pick up this $230,000, reparations money, and I'm going to anticipate it's going to take at least 2 to 3 years to do it because California is going to drag its feet. And then I'll take, that is if I don't get hit with back taxes from the IRS and all that old bullshit, Yeah, they'll try to pull some out the bunny rabbit bag, you know what I mean, to cut you short on it. And then, and half of it, man, will go to help, the unhoused. Rather be Denver, rather be Los Angeles or Oakland, but I would lean more toward the Denver and Oakland as opposed to LA.
Yeah.
Because LA, man, you just got too many people down there. You say, and then up here in Oakland, like even this time of year here, Brother Che, as you witness with all this water coming down here, okay, Oakland can get to, sir, 25 degrees. I've witnessed it one time. And the rainwater will freeze in the gutters here.
Yeah.
Has the Bay ever?
Yeah. Yeah, they've had light snow here from what I've heard, like about once every 50 years. But I do recall as a kid from 72 going into 73, it was very, very cold. And it did get down to 2 below freezing in Oakland.
Wow.
Yeah, and as we all know, below freezing is 32 degrees. That's the freezing point of water. Okay. And I have seen this van that I'm in the last few days with ice on the windshield.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to keep in mind is that all that water out there, which is the Pacific Ocean, all that cold air, is coming out to PMW, which is Seattle, Portland, and what have you. And it snows in Seattle.
Yeah.
It snows in Washington State. I've been in it.
It snows in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, that I'm well aware of. You guys get blizzards in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, we're about to avoid one, but they're going to get one on the plains.
Yeah, and I remember, like I said, one morning I get up, the sun was shining because Colorado has more sunny days than California. And the sun was shining, and we were supposed to go out and go do some work. And the people who I was with, they said, look, man, you go outside and you tell us if we're going to work today. Brother Che, I told you, I stepped outside. I was cold. The sun was real bright and sunny, a white blanket everywhere, and my sinuses swelled up. And I says, oh, fuck this. I got to get back inside. And they said that is 15 degrees below zero out there.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that air was coming directly from the north out of Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, getting to this article, more than 70 candidates are jockeying to be Denver's next mayor or to fill 13 city council seats in the Mile High City 2023 municipal election. Winner of the April 4th contest in Colorado's largest city will be among the paid elected officials in the state. They're also the most powerful, making decisions about everything from Denver International Airport, which drives the state economy, to professional sports teams. Denver, the only city holding an election in 2023. Some 70 cities and towns will ask voters to approve new or returning officials, according to the Colorado Municipal League. And those officials will oversee zoning, permitting, water utilities, law enforcement, and road building and maintenance. Municipalities touch every part of our lives. A lot of it in ways that people may not think about all the time or may think they are kind of boring, said Kevin Boomer, executive director of the Colorado Municipal League. But it is very important that it comes to life, safety, quality of life. But Denver's election, in which a 8 million public campaign finance system is being implemented for the first time, is likely the highest profile. Here's what to watch as Denver's municipal election, which is nonpartisan, kicks into high gear, and what other local elections to keep tabs on. Well-paid officials. This year, term-limited Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, or Michael Hancoon as we call him on this program, is making $188,429 compared with the $123,193 salary of for Democrat Governor Jared Polis. He's a freaking billionaire, so that ain't nothing to him.
Yeah, that's pocket change.
Serving on Denver City Council is a full-time job, and council members make $96,557 each year. The council president makes $108,126. So you think these people,
wow,
to people that's actually on the streets or at or below the poverty line? Hell no. But the article continues to go on to say, state lawmakers, by comparison, make a minimum $44,000 a year, depending on when they were elected. Serving in Colorado legislature is supposed to be a part-time job, though many legislators work year-round. The salaries of Denver's mayor and city council could go up in July if the current city council decides to raise them. Polis and other elected state office holders will receive raises in January, but they'll all still be paid less than Denver's mayor.
Wow. Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you should blast that out, man, in the Denver Post, right? Then go to the unhoused neighbors and say, hey, you assholes are up here making six figures, okay? How come you're not donating half your salaries, to help the unhoused? And I think, Mr. Mayor, this will put these jokers on the spot, and then that's when you can work your voodoo and your magic like Bondini Brown used to do in Muhammad Ali's corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you cats are getting six figures a year. Hold it. You're getting six figures a year, okay? But yet, though, you're going to sit up there and blow some of the city's resources to go up there to take these people's personal belongings, to displace them. You see what I'm saying? And I'll never forget the story you guys did about the man. I think that day was you, Brandy, of the man who had his father's urn with him, his dead father's ashes. And those assholes came up there and threw that man's property away like that.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Hit him with that there, Mr. Mayor. You know what I'm saying? Make it hurt. Put him on the spot. You see what I mean?
The white privilege.
And I would just like to see, what they got to say, on that.
I would like to see him out of suite.
I would just like to see him go outside for fucking in the wintertime, and have to move around. Because they go outside now. Like, So, I mean, I like just the audacity of it all. But this isn't the first time that Jesse said he was going to do that.
Right.
He said that back when he was running for city council.
Yep.
So, I don't see anybody else making that kind of verbal sacrifice.
No.
Considering that, it really isn't a big thing because we've lived with no money for God knows how motherfucking long. So,
Right.
give back or be able to do something for the motherfucking community that we were a part of for so motherfucking long. Goddamn right. It feels like the right thing to do. It's not even a question. The fact is, these motherfuckers
Right.
are money hungry, positional hungry, fucking they are definitely on some shit, and it's starting to become,
especially these months from the State House.
Especially like what the fuck are you doing? Like, why? Like, you have a position you're sitting in currently. Why are you going to come down? Notch or two, and obviously it's monkey. But
they just follow suit all of them.
I'm like, who put you up to this? Because remember, for a minute there, it was Jesse, and nobody had applied or even decided.
Except Marcus Giovanni and Ken.
But those are the usuals, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden, the shit got murky, and I felt like, oh, so you really, like Michael Hancock said, we can't let people try to divide us. Basically speaking to,
in the State of the City address, his last State of the City.
Yeah, speaking to, T. Paris, we can't let people divide us over race and what do you say? Some other bullshit, right? Very much talking about us, right? And then all of a sudden, every motherfucking buddy and their mama decide they want to jump in.
Yeah.
And they got everything. They getting paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they might have put in a little bit of work. But now look, the motherfuckers that we talked about, what kind of sounded awesome, polished. The talking points are awesome, polished. You know what I mean? And this is something that us over here can say is extremely performative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's shit that you just have to look and shake your head at. So it's like, well, you go ahead, pretty duck dance, pander your motherfucking ass off like you some old asshole. Go ahead, do that. At you, and then fight amongst yourselves. Don't know what the fuck we're doing over here because you wrote us off. You don't give a fuck about T. Paris because T. Paris don't got no money. We didn't raise no money.
Right.
Contrary to popular belief, there motherfuckers outside cruising and not eating, and that right there kind of weighs hard on a motherfucker's heart.
Oh yeah.
Dancing
Most
and
definitely.
fucking Democratic dollar and showing your motherfucking ass and talking about the same pretty little talking points that your betters that came before you have done, and you think that's the winning fucking method, go ahead. Don't even worry about us. We're gonna be all right. You just we wrote you off, you wrote us off. We good. We done parted ways and we'll be all right. Don't worry about it. We're pacing ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna run over here on the black grassroots. We ain't worried about it. Well, you haven't been worried about us. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
now motherfuckers want to be like, well, somebody scoot up Jeff. Somebody should scoop up Jesse and make a part of the team. Start what? Have I ever? I never. Why? Fuck all of you.
They should all be begging me for a job.
Right. Fuck all of you. We would never.
Hell, Jesse, I'll work for you if you become the mayor.
6 motherfucking months and we ain't conceded yet.
Yeah, we gotta get you a place out here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So you would have to be a legal resident of Denver.
Yeah, I believe it's for 6 months.
Okay.
I'm like the audacity, man. Hush your mouth, Willis. That would never happen. Okay. First of all, we would never submit like some old bitches.
Right.
It ain't over till it's over.
Right. It's just beginning.
It's 6 months in. This is the beginning. Get ready. It's about to get ugly. The street has already been hot. Y'all motherfuckers been fearing the 2-man crew for fucking 6 months. You won't even look at us. You shake hands and give hugs when you see us. Shut your mouth. Hush it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You old
Right.
fucking hypocritical motherfuckers. Talk all that shit you want to talk online, but when you see us, you're like, oh, Jesse. Oh, hello, seduction. I mean, Miss Brand. How are you?
And I never forget when Jesse showed that clip where he was going to a function and the lady standing up there talking about just as long as you don't get out of line and all this old type of shit. Well, you already struck a nerve right there. Yep. If this man is no threat to you all, why you all gonna have somebody tell this man, especially single him out, you know, of what he best or best not do at something that's open to the general public? And we can't let him speak. Why? Now,
right? That's all right.
A motherfucker like me, that didn't make it the more reason for me to go see him speak because you said that.
Right, exactly.
Now I want to go see the man speak.
But it don't matter. Jesse been proving his fucking point little by little every other fucking event. He just manages to get up there somehow and speak his little truth. And he does such an excellent job. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, when I gotta go represent for the mayor, man, the lady at the NAACP, she did so well. She represented you so well.
Portia Prescott,
she hugged me like Trey Time.
Who refused to share any pictures with me, but she was steady
like,
taking all the time.
Yeah, and she's like, and she's super excited because I represented and spoke like I spoke like a motherfucker that knows the Paris campaign like I know the Mr. Paris himself. Like I know the back of my hand. You know what I mean? So of course, I gotta do my part. You know, that's part of my 8 jobs as campaign manager. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So fuck everybody, man. No, we would never concede. It's not over till it's over. We just you know, doing our little we're doing our race our way, the way we want to do it. And we ain't got to share no motherfucking strategies and shit because it's bitch ass marks like Terrence Roberts that like to steal our shit and run off with it. Lisa Calderon. I could go on with a couple of motherfuckers that like to steal our shit. And so no, it's better to be to keep our shit under wraps and work on our we're working on I'd say this. We're the only motherfuckers that got 4 years of actual work being effectively drawn out right now. The only ones because we're that serious about just doing the work, not about the motherfucking gossipy bullshit or the politicking on the other side or the fucking the shit that comes with it, but to do the work of the people. And we can honestly stand on that. You know what I mean?
Shabaka, do you see that list?
Okay. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Number 3.
Wow. Okay, well, like I said, half those assholes, man, you can get rid of by easily, letting the public know that these current politicians that you have, they're making 6 figures. They ain't putting out one fucking dime of their money trying to help the unhoused, to whereas you would put all your money in to help the unhoused.
At least half of it.
Not to mention.
Oh yes.
See,
and definitely, man, blast that on social media. And sir, you are welcome at any time to use that platform, Shabaka's Black Experience, to get that message across to them.
Oh shit, man, we got big things coming up. The other thing too is there's motherfuckers on here that have gladly dedicated a good 25, 35 years of public duty doing city council work, whatever the fuck they've been up to, that has contributed to our fucking neglect, the create a problem, to solve a problem situation. You know what I mean? Situation that has caused our people to be on drugs, motherfucking unhoused and in jail. So vacation, ethnic cleansing. We can go on all motherfucking day about this. So I don't even think they should have even been allowed to fucking put their name in the motherfucking ring, considering they're part of the problem.
Right.
You know.
Well, if you really check it out,
And I always
mass incarceration of black people is ethnic cleansing.
Yes.
Facts.
See, that's ethnic cleansing right there. The mass incarceration of black folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see, is ethnic cleansing.
You know, there's something.
You see,
I have nothing behind me or Giovanni's names.
Yeah, look. Yeah. Well, you did that one.
Alex Counts.
Oh, that's because you're on the non you're not talkable right now. They don't want to talk about you. That's good. Let it be like that. Everybody in the motherfucking street know who the fuck he is. Everybody in city council know who the fuck he is. Everybody on like 6 boards that do the work of the city know who the fuck he is. I could name a good amount of articles, motherfucking YouTube podcasts, plenty of motherfuckers in the free city of Denver, Colorado know exactly who the fuck the man of the city really is. And it's not so the motherfucker knows the city like the back of his hand. The motherfucker speaks every motherfucking Monday at city council with the message always constantly reiterating so they never forget that they made promises and they obviously don't keep them. It is Jesse Paris, who takes care of takes care of the housed, unhoused people, myself included. Educated a motherfucker, myself included. You just use me as the basis of the fucking Paris, the Paris fucking rehousing, re-educational fucking substandard. You know what I mean? I just rough. That has nothing to do with anything. The other thing is this, that he changes lives on a daily basis. Motherfuckers call him up for fucking random motherfucking bits of advice. You know, he's a trusted member. His face is a trusted face in the community. You know what I mean? And he's a fucking saint. Like, he don't do nothing bad. And fucking contrary to popular belief, he went to school and he was somewhere himself. So unlike someone else, that's a major motherfucking off-brand, fucking all-inclusive, fucking all of a sudden now you want to be black again, fucking sellout. Yeah, you got a leg to stand on. So I can pretty much tear apart like a good 8 of these motherfuckers off top. Just from the simple think of it all. However, Jesse is a motherfucking damn near saint. Like, that's not to say that that's good or bad. That's just to say that he's been doing good civic fucking service to the people. You should commend that shit. Instead of fucking always trying to drag it and be like, hey man, he can't qualify. Maybe there's more fucking important things other than pretty duck dancing and pandering yourself like a motherfucking prostitute.
Right.
You're a grown ass motherfucker.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's motherfuckers right now, campaign managers, putting their fucking candidate out there like, get out there and sell yourself, bitch. He is a grown man. I'm not gonna tell this man.
Work the room.
I'm not gonna tell this man, go work that room. What I look like, man? He's supposed to be my leader. You know what I mean? Go sell yourself. Make them want you. Make them put that money into you. Man, come on. You gonna make them believe in your dream. Man, I am not his pimp. He is supposed to be my mate. Right. He is a man. I'm a woman.
You're not the madam.
I'm a woman, man. Like, I know the levels of stay in my womanly place. What do I look like talking about? Better go out there and work that motherfucking room right now, cuz. You see all them other people out there? You see them working that white people? You need to get over there and work the white people. You need to be all inclusive today, cuz. Get out there. Just fix your tie, cuz. Fix yourself up. Get out there. What I look like. And then have him try to talk to me and me try to act like how did you have fun, man? After I just went and Get out there and work that motherfucking crowd. Look at Ian over there selling his motherfucking wares like old prostitute. Look at Terrence over there fucking hugging up on all the white people. Look at fucking old Lisa Calderon with her mammy sweater. You know what I mean? Just collecting these white dollars. Get out there, black man. Get out there, cuz. Well, come on, man. And they'd be like, hey, so you want to go eat? Hey, him have respect for me? God, man, I gotta look at him at the end of this shit. Like, I don't know. I can't in good conscience tell him to go pander himself like an old prostitute.
Right.
You know, that's them. They want to like that. And they all sound the same.
They all sound
the same. They collecting all them good Democratic dollars. You know what I mean? Doing their pretty little duck dances and rocking their pretty little motherfucking flyers and banners and merch and fucking Fraggle Rock socks and whatever the fuck else we got going on. You know what I mean? Like, fine. Me and him over there making shit by hand and fucking, you know what I mean? We're poor over here.
Grassroots.
Fucking straight up. I'm building a fucking hoodie right now, okay? Building one on the bed.
Right.
You're gonna this is hard.
Let's get to this.
Okay.
Why? Who do I got to? I'm first of all, Marcus Giovanni is a god, and we leave him alone. And motherfuckers should really respect his gangster. Ken Simpson, I don't know. He probably right.
He's a Republican.
Terrence Roberts, you old motherfucking, you old fucking thieving ass motherfucking off brand man. Run my motherfucking Cash App, you fuck nigga. I deserve my motherfucking money for every fucking intellectual fucking thought that came out of fucking this person or out of him that was put in fucking Paris fucking plan. You know what it is. Don't make me get Ramel. Don't make me call Ramel and tell you what it really is. You know what I mean? Old fucking lying ass motherfucker. And you've been checked. You've been checked several times, and you're gonna continuously get checked by not just Team Paris, this part of Team Paris, but you know damn well, goddamn it, that you fear the fucking the Paris fucking persona over here. Besides, you run from him. Stop it. Oh, dumbass. Let me see. Andre. Or the Ian, man. Come on, man. I miss the old you, dude. You were regular.
Folks.
Money changes, man. I miss the old you. Now you're just a polished duck, man. I don't even want to think like that. So I'm holding out that you come back to reality. Andre.
No, wait a minute. You said he's a polished duck.
Yeah. Polished, man. He sounds just like everybody else. And he got the audacity to be judgmental. You know, I see the side glares and shit, but at least, you know, I thankfully that at least in presence of Jesse, that you maintain like you still are you. You know, that's a good thing. Andre Regat, you all motherfucking white supremacist motherfucker with a rotating black person in your motherfucking commercial, you know, fucking taking out loans and shit so you can run a fucking campaign. And what? Just because you served in the military, that's supposed to be a win. You live with a fucking lily white bitch and a baby, and you worried about the city. You live in a nice neighborhood. You can freely walk your motherfucking dog. You know what I mean? You
right.
One black person. There wasn't even a black person. All right, let's be technical. That motherfucker was not FBA. Okay. Let's see, Kelly, bruh. I don't know, man. Who knows what your agenda really is? Debbie Ortega, come on, man. It's a wrap. 5 years, cuz, and you're a part of the problem. You never did shit for black people. You know it. We know it. And you're the root you're like part of the fucking development issue that has pushed out fucking black people, even your own, out of motherfucking areas. And you constantly go against the fucking you don't even think about to say nay. It's always yay with you. For 35 motherfucking years. You're part of the fucking problem that is rapidly gentrified, pushed out fucking and ethnically cleansed, incarcerated fucking black people. I mean, I can go on all motherfucking day of how you are the problem.
All of it.
Thomas Wolf, I saw you at the motherfucking debate. I like how you said you didn't know what the complexion of the people living in tents was. At least you was keeping it real, okay? We know you just white.
And on that, there, if I may interject.
What is it?
And on that, now what you got for that dude right there, Brother Che, is just to go to prove how that person has no regard for the people living in the tents.
Right.
And then you need to put it out there on blast. Is that, well, hey, you know what? We're gonna take, the Team Paris campaign, and we taking it directly to the people. And the first ones we starting with are the unhoused, because they're still eligible to vote in the city election in Denver, right?
Yep. As long as they got a street corner.
Yeah, no, they changed it.
Okay.
Real quick, let me finish this little list real fast.
Or an address like St. Francis.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. That's controversial.
23 Curtis.
Okay, so Aurelio Martinez, former boxer. I respect old dude. In fact, I like his policies. He's the only one that we are. He's actually relatable as far as a like-minded thinking.
He's from the turf.
He's from our area that we grew up in and whatnot. So he's thoroughly fucking informed on black issues, and
but he's not black.
But he's not black first. He's obviously for his people first. However, that don't make a difference when that man came off so motherfucking right and exact, and his thought process was in alignment with our values. So we see him. We respect his run. Lisa Calderon, what the fuck, cuz like. Man, and then you had a fucking
Kamala Harris.
They're wearing a mammy motherfucking.
Oh, wow!
But just because you like to talk down, you like to talk at us and down to us, like we're not all sitting together on certain boards and whatnot, and you like to think you're smarter. All right, if it makes you feel better, you know what I mean. Let's see. James Walsh. I forgot, but let's just go on the political scientist shit. What are you doing for us? Paul Florino, who Unity Party candidate. All right, yeah.
With the same party as us.
Paul is like, whatever.
Why are you running?
Why are you running for? What is he running for? Mayor. I don't know, but that's a change up. Maybe you should address that. Danny Lopez is as it says whatever mayor. Okay, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But Trinidad Rodriguez, you old fat fuck. How are you gonna adopt a motherfucking policy like Eric Adams and thinks that's gonna fucking fly? I wrote on when I saw that article yesterday, I was like, not today, sir, not never, not in the city of motherfucking Denver. Well, fucking the people allow that
and
shit.
He had the most questions.
And he had the most. He always has the most motherfucking questions. And he's working with the motherfucking mayor too, right? Some shit like that. Isn't he the one working with the mayor?
No, this is
all right. Well, either way. Fuck it, whatever. Motherfucker, you already got your signs and shit. You out there fat fucking propagating the city. I got it, but no, you ain't gonna fucking. You're not gonna hospitalize motherfucking. He
said he's gonna declare the housing crisis, the homeless crisis, a state of emergency.
Oh yeah, like there isn't other states of emergency that qualify versus that too. I mean, it is a priority, definitely. But the way he's doing it is like how Eric Adams is doing it. Look it up. And that shit ain't gonna fly. Apparently, it is working, but it's not working. And you can't just fucking hospitalize, criminalize, and fucking disappear and banish and fucking ethnically cleanse a fucking a problem that you created in the first motherfucking place. Now you want to solve it and writing it in your fucking shit as a one-time occurrence. For over 10 years, unhoused neighbors have been a one-time occurrence. You don't stop smoking crack. Everybody over there is on drugs. Otterwin, Gardner, take $2 beverage soon. Yeah. I don't know yet. I have to do more research on you because David Stevens, language school founder. I don't care, man. Like your shit ain't gonna go anywhere. Former state senator Mike Johnson. What the fuck are you thinking? Like, you know what I mean? Who serves on any kind of fucking housing? Where's Leslie Herod? Leslie Herod is somewhere in there too. Leslie, we voted for you to stay your motherfucking bitch ass in your seat. You know, we didn't want you to get up and lose both fucking chances. So we figured you could stay there.
Listed.
Yeah, we figured you could stay there. Maybe she dropped out.
Leslie Harrison.
No, I don't know. But either way, Leslie, you got your board seat. Stay right there. You've been fucking us anyway. I mean, what, you gonna come over here and fuck us some more? Nah, stay over there. We made sure.
Okay, I got a suggestion.
Stay over there.
Stay at the State House.
Okay, here's one for you.
Motherfucking chairs.
Okay, okay, where do the Broncos play? Mile High Stadium, right?
Yeah. Empowerment Field.
Okay, it's called Empowerment Field.
Yep.
All right. Here's one for you. Since the Broncos got a losing ass season just like the Raiders do,
Mm-hmm.
and the Raiders just got their asses kicked last night, I think. Okay.
Thursday night. Whole game and gave it up in the last.
Yeah.
Don't talk
Okay.
about
Now here's what you can say, Brother Paris. Okay. Hey, get me elected, right? Okay. Wait a minute. Because I'm trying to figure out a way, man, that how you can go to the Broncos and say, if I'm elected mayor, you know, I find out what their biggest financial burden it is with the city for the Broncos, as far as concession stands, seating tax, something from the city of Denver that fucks them around a little bit. Okay. And then you just tell the owner, because don't Pat Bowlen still own the Broncos?
No, his family does.
Yeah. But let's talk about that.
Okay.
I would hate for anybody to steal this brilliant ass idea when you just
Well,
tap in
actually,
with your
Walmart does. Walmart owns the Broncos.
Tap in.
And Condoleezza.
Okay, so that's Sam Walton, right?
Yeah, his family, and then Condoleezza Rice and 2 other black people.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a minor interest in it.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
But the general partner, okay, wait a minute. But the general partner, the one who owns the most shares in the team, is called the general partner, just like with the Raiders, where Al Davis was the president of the general partner. So which means that's telling me that he was the president of the corporation that owns the majority of the stock in the Raiders.
Yeah.
When Al Davis was alive. Okay. You got to find out, you can through them, or it should be public record, of what is the main burden that the city of Denver is putting on the Broncos, and then go talk to whoever could authorize payment, you know, for a campaign contribution. And we got to say it's a contribution because really it's quid pro quo. Okay. But hey, the people of Denver love the Broncos, which they do. I go to Denver, Colorado one time with my Raiders hat on. I get off in the elevator, you know, coming to Denver from Oakland, from here where I'm at. Okay. And I get on the elevator, and these 2 dudes with these orange jerseys on, with these 2 donkeys on, is talking about, man, this Broncos country, man. You know, I said, well, man, this is Raider Nation right here, homie. You know what I'm saying? You know, silver and black attack, you know. And I told you about the brother who I saw there, man, with his nice 65 Cadillac that had the Raider plate. He had on a Raider jacket. He had on, everything he had on was Raiders, Raiders, Raiders. And I said, yeah, man, you're a Raider fan. Man, what about it? I said, no, man, you know, he was about ready to get jiggy. You know what I mean? All right, and find out, and go into the official bar of that is a Raiders hater. So it looked like he was geared himself up, you know, to get off into it with some motherfuckers in there anyway, you know?
Yep.
And so I'm just saying is that there's a way that you can go to them where you're not violating no, what do they call that? Ethics, rules, or regulations.
Yeah.
And get them to endorse you.
Yeah.
But it's quid pro quo, right?
Yeah.
Black first, right?
Yep.
Okay. Who's the major black player on the Broncos? Because I remember when y'all had Terrell Owens, you know, he was a real big deal there.
Yeah.
Then you also then y'all had a badass white receiver, and then I think you guys had a strong safety that was pretty awesome too.
Yeah. We still
all right.
But
okay.
Say it would be either him or Russell Wilson.
Okay. All righty. And then, you know, just ask them, you know, what is their major concern in the city of Denver and how it could be better for them. In other words, man, what I'm trying to figure out is way so that you're not violating no ethics rules or anything like that, because, everybody, regardless of what city it is, you're going to find a lot of people, man, that loves the local teams there.
Yeah.
Like here in the Bay Area, man, the damn Warriors are worshipped in San Francisco, in Oakland, and San Jose. That's 3 major cities of California right there.
Yeah, it's Golden State.
All within 50 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I mean? You see where I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right. And then tell them. Now, this is just a suggestion. I'm just throwing it out there. And as Bruce Lee said, take what is useful, leave what is useless. Okay. Well, hey, man, how do you feel about the homeless here in Denver? And the players that say, man, it's fucked up, this, that, that, the other. Okay, endorse Jesse Paris.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Say, and then if you can get one of the, and then let me see, and y'all got the basketball team there, the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because I met J.R. Richard at the golf course over there in Park Hill a few years back when they were playing the Lakers in the Western Conference Championship.
Yeah.
And I think the Lakers beat the Nuggets, but then the Lakers went on and lost to the Boston Celtics in the championship series.
Yep.
So I met J.R. Richard, at the golf course over there in Park Hill, the Park Hill golf course, I think.
Yeah. Did you meet Stan Concrete?
No, sir. But I met Chauncey Billups.
Okay.
Because I went to a barbershop over in Park Hill and he was hanging out, and I see everybody was all around him and he was meeting and greeting. And I said, this dude looks familiar. And then I saw him, in his jersey. I said, that's the dude I met over at the barbershop. That's Chauncey Billups. You see?
Yep.
And then, is Chauncey still a resident of the city of Denver, sir?
No, he coaches the Trailblazers.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the head coach of Portland. Okay.
His
But
family,
does he have any league? Huh?
family still lives here. They still live here in Park Hill.
Okay. Because I'm trying to figure, man, if you can get some endorsements from some of the big wigs there, because you're about helping the homeless. That's your platform, is helping the unhoused neighbors. You got a dossier on it. You do live feeds on it. You feed the homeless every Sunday, man, when you go out there.
Yeah.
See, blow all that shit up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Schedule. Yeah.
Blow all that up of what you do for the community.
Uh-huh.
Use the platform, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Cats want to debate you for the job of man. Hey, man, you the co-executive producer. Write up the story.
Yeah. All right.
So we got to start petitioning this soon. So anybody watching this that want to help me get on the ballot, please holler at us. We have like a month or two to get these.
Okay, so you got to get signatures to get you on the ballot?
Yep.
Yeah, like we got.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how many of them do you need?
300.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I would do, can you still stand out there in front of the King Supers and get signatures?
Yep.
Yeah, we can do all that. Man. We got a plan.
Okay. All right. Hit the King Supers, and there was one over there off of 18th and Cremeria or 14th and Cremeria, I think.
You're thinking of 9th and Cremeria.
Okay, is it still there?
Yeah, you talking about Queen Supers. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, Queen Supers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. And stand there, get your signatures. Go all over the whole city limits,
Like that's what I'm saying.
Keep it in the community.
We gotta talk about our plans offline because people are listening. We like to steal our shit and then move around and we don't get to do what we gotta do. Because people.
Oh yeah, you're right.
As I said, we gotta talk about it offline and strategize, at least implement what you just said. Because right now we on a We got a maneuvering schedule we're doing where everything happens on
Oh, okay.
everything happens on time. Yeah. Let's talk about it offline though, because like Terrence Roberts don't know how to think for himself. A couple of motherfuckers, they get desperate. They don't know how to think for themselves, and the next thing you know, they're over there riding the fucking Paris train to success. And guess who don't get no credit or thank you or fucking anything is the actual one who fucking put in the work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
On the ballot, whichever you go get on the ballot. If that was the case, he would have did that shit in 2019.
Right.
So it ain't really a big deal. But I like that fact that you keep counting them out. You keep counting them out. You just go maneuver quietly.
And then, and if I can get through Denver this summer, because it's 2023 the race is, right?
Yep.
When is the election date?
April 4th, 2023.
2020. Oh man, okay, so you only got like 4 months.
Yeah, 5 months, yeah.
Oh, okay. All righty.
We are on.
Okay, so wait a minute. So keep doing your live feeds on that. Okay, wait a minute. And I'll talk to you offline, off the air about that.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ideas I got.
Okay.
Yeah, every idea is encouraging. We just got to discuss it.
Yeah.
So, Black family, we're down to our last two topics of the night. And that is Unhoused neighbor news and the Unhoused news.
Okay, Unhoused neighbor news. What's happening?
I don't even know where to begin. So the sweeps continue.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Mr. Mayor. If you're elected and with those unhoused neighbor sweeps, will be your first course of action?
Immediate repeal of the urban camping ban.
Okay. And would you have the power as the mayor to shut those dudes down 5 minutes after you take office?
I don't know about 5 minutes, but I would have the power to take them down, yes.
Okay, then take them down. Okay, so let the unhoused know that if Jesse Paris is elected, the urban camping ban is going out the window. Okay.
Oh yeah, they know.
And the sweeps will stop, and then put it out there that all the money that you assholes in the city use to displace these people, we're going to take that same amount of money now out of the budget, and we're going to reserve some hotel rooms for the unhoused. Now, just a suggestion, okay? And if the unhoused going in, if they fuck up, they back out there on the street, plus hitting them, with like 30 days in jail. Because here the city is taking your ass off the street. We're putting you in a nice, decent, affordable place, because like for your first 30 days, the city's picking up the tab. But leave the room intact, don't disrespect the management or what have you. And then, and if you keep doing right, you might can stay there and then take some budget money from something frivolous that the city of Denver is wasting its money on. You see what I'm saying? And start building some affordable housing, man.
Well,
get a bill passed with those buildings that are abandoned, that office space, like how they got over there in San Francisco. And I don't understand why London Bridge didn't do this. You see? Like that Salesforce building over there, Brother Che.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it only's got a 40% occupancy in there. So 60% of that building is unoccupied. Immediate shelter for women and children right there.
Right there.
Well, I mean, Jesse would just look at his notes already to create it. Actually has a whole fucking 26 page about the plan and structure for the unhoused is actually well written. You know what I mean? Considering I produced that shit myself with him, and I'm telling you, if you would just go back and look at his notes, then this would be a whole lot simpler conversation because in order to do certain things for most vulnerable people, you gotta have a plan and a structure uh, in mind before you start to do radical shit that's gonna traumatize the already traumatized. You know what I mean? Because it's not just up. You're gonna have there's a whole bunch of things like I said, we gotta talk about it offline. But this is the only plan. This is the only person right here that got like at least 26 pages of a motherfucking structured plan, fail safe. I understand we don't look at his notes. It is very well thought out. Not, I mean, shit. I don't even see most right now doing this kind of work. So, and they work for
Right.
you know. So the bottom knows that they need not just housing, but they need plans and keys to success, like a little bit of training, a little bit of financial literacy, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and some patience and some incentives, and you know what I mean. There's a whole bunch of shit that needs to happen, and versus them trying to hurry up and clean up and fucking hide away a shame, they might as well do the problem and create success that leads for future fucking success versus fallback. You know what I mean? That is
Okay.
yeah. So
this isn't an interview.
yeah.
So
yeah.
The sweeps continue. Michael Hancoon continues the sweeps. There's no stopping. Now the people that gave us Together Denver are giving us town partners.
Okay. And then here's something, to get at your boy Jeff Favre is you're not banned from going to any of his meetings or community places, are you?
No.
Okay. So what you do with Jeff Favre, Jeff Fraud, yeah, that's what I'm gonna call him, and just say, hey, Jeff Fraud, check this out. You got to let me off in here. You know what I'm saying? So I can go up here and put my proposal together to get rid of the homelessness in Denver, Colorado.
Right.
And if he gives you any type of opposition, man, put him on blast and say, see there, this is why these individuals, what would you call Favre? A lobbyist? Not a lobbyist.
A philanthropist.
A philanthropist.
Yeah, he got money like that. He's a millionaire.
Oh, Jeff Favre is a millionaire?
He held.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about
Okay. Okay. All right, wait a minute. Scratch that idea. Because he's not going to sponsor you because the man doesn't like you. So if anything, Favre is perhaps bagging some of your opposition.
Oh yeah. Probably. At least he is.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay.
We need some more blah 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 in this race.
There's no women. Where's the white men? Everything that motherfucker thinks about manifested threes.
So he trying to play kingmaker.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he's over there using his.
Okay.
He's creating a nice little upward just for one fucking community leader that literally is helps him when he calls. Fucking it always stands up, always shows up. The most people fucking individual that he has for fucking months. Oh nah, you gonna be doing candidate forums here shortly too. You let motherfuckers laugh and shit, talk shit about Jesse. Oh nah, man, like there's a special place in hell for
troll us.
He called us trolls.
He blocked Shabaka.
He censored me.
Oh yeah, I know he blocked Shabaka. And he did because he can't stand the truth. You know, he can't stand the truth.
He did not let me in the building. Another thing is that when you galvanize white people to come after us and put us in harm's way because you want to play the wishy-washy motherfucking game and then think that we can't
Right.
get. You know, you just lucky we think on our feet.
Right.
But there's motherfucking white people actually stopping and putting us in. Well, anyway, when they see me, put me in motherfucking harm's way, and I'm just like, I got that smoke, man. Anytime you're ready to step out your whip, cause you can get this work.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the danger. You're a black man putting salt on another black man, shaming them and shit. And then you got the white people all hyped up to come fucking think that they gonna go ahead and say there's not gonna be another black man. You know,
Yeah.
black nationalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Oh yeah.
And
All right. So Jeff Fard is like what what's his name was to Marcus Garvey that got him deported.
The boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all
Okay.
good.
Or the talented 10th that they called him.
Yeah, he one of them talented 10th Negroes.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yes, sir. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. So much for that idea. Scrub that one. Wait a minute. Okay. Dude is a millionaire. Okay. Now, you got to hit this dude where it hurts, where he will feel it, which would be in his pocketbook.
You know where he's going to feel it?
Oh.
And he can't get no tangible.
Yep.
Because you working
Okay.
that's where you going to feel it at.
Yeah.
How's he going to feel? Say that again, please.
That motherfucker going to feel every amount of coonery that you don't get when we win. When we win,
Right.
don't come over here to get black tangibles or anything you fucking need.
Right.
Because we're going to recognize that you stood against us, shamed us, drugged us, called us names, humiliated him on every day for like 6 months. So fuck you. You don't get nothing from us.
Oh, wait a minute. Has he said any lies about you publicly, Jesse?
Jesus Christ, man, the slander's been unreal.
Okay, whoa. Hold it, Mr. Carter. Okay, he has slandered you, right?
He already got told he doesn't do it no more.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, it sounds like you can haul his ass in a civil court for a lawsuit, man, and get you some damages.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things we could do.
Oh yeah. All right. So what I would do with old Mr. Fayard to have him change his tune is that, hey man, and you got a legal background, Jesse, and this is something, but you would have to prove it in court because, as you know, you would be the plaintiff, right?
Yeah.
And then go up there and tell that bastard I'll take $1 million out of court settlement. All right, hold it. And the really coon is Cookie. Okay. Then take half of the $1 million settlement and house the people. And put the and then put the other half in your pocket and kick me 10% for the idea.
So 10% would be what? 5,000?
500,000.
Yeah, 500,000. 10% is 50,000. Or give me 25 grand and take 25 grand, and that there be my portion of my commitment, you know, to help the unhoused.
Feel like that would just backfire all bad. There's a better way.
And what you would do what you're doing in Denver, then I'll come out here to California and do it. I'll do it here in the Bay Area. Fuck Los Angeles, you know, because LA, man, oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would do the unhoused here in Oakland because of the birthplace of the party here.
Okay.
And I think that they would be more appreciative in Oakland than they would be in Los Angeles.
So before we close, I would like to get to what Michael Mayor Eric Adams is doing in New York.
Uh-oh.
Okay, tell
me. Go to the thing, but man, you're trying to go. All right, look, House Keys Action Network managed to do some investigative journalism and shit, and they found out that, first of all, there's no one sleeping in the motherfucking shelters. We got an influx of motherfucking immigrants all of a sudden from Venezuela, kicking out the motherfuckers that been in the rescue mission, and now they done moved out all the black men and people that are at the rescue mission and replaced them with immigrants, just like what's going on in fucking New York. And sooner or later, pretty much whatever happens in New York makes its trend over here, and so motherfuckers are rocking Eric Adams' thought process of medically hospitalizing and criminalizing and basically banishing and disappearing the actual native unhoused people that just been trying to make it, and allow immigrants to come in because we got a sanctuary city, the borders wide open. So we get today I think we got another busload of 150 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That 2 days ago they got another busload, and they just want to work. They just want to do what and they getting the resources that were meant to go to our people that have been misappropriated. But for some reason, immigrants and come over here, refugees, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they reap while the natural people that have lived here, been here for fucking gazillion years, after they just go through some shit, they get in the shaft. So I don't think that's fair.
So that's a picture of one just passed out.
Yeah, on the floor. Look at him, no socks and shoes. Man,
right near the dumpster.
How many fucking pictures Denver Post got me with no socks and shoes on in the wintertime? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to mention, look where he's sleeping. No blanket, no nothing in his body. He's curled up in a little ball, sleeping on his backpack and shit. This is a horrible fucking trend. You know what I mean? Look, he's sleeping sitting up. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And this is in the shelter. This is where you put our brothers.
Yeah.
These are grown men.
Right.
Men.
Yeah.
And almost all black.
Yeah.
Except for like one. You know what I mean? Look, he's sleeping sitting up because they have to. Like on the floor. Look, all stretched out against a wall that's fucking, carrying bed bugs and roaches and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking ground. It's cold. They're on cold ass tile. Next to fucking mop water and shit. What kind of fucking inhumane treatment is that to be doing to our brothers? That's just off top. But if you flash on motherfucking the rescue mission on the news, they got 150 cots set up nice and neat with little welcoming packages, all that shit. Case management. They just doing it real big in there. Motherfuckers get off the bus, stretch out, fucking like, welcome. You know what I mean? And you got our brothers out there struggling with 18 motherfucking backpacks, a fucking cart, barely a sleeping bag, coming in there talking about, can I stay the night? And if you're not welcome in there because you've been banned, you got to go pay your way into a fucking shelter. And it's already hard enough. You know what I mean? But they don't want to talk about that part. You know what I mean?
How much do they charge to go into the shelters in Denver?
My boy said he paid like $20
a week.
Damn.
Man.
It's like $20 a week or
something.
A night? That's a night now? Yeah.
No, that's what he told me.
Damn.
That's probably not even the rules. That's probably just what they told him.
$20 a night.
Hey, you just think about it like this, guys. You're running the front desk. You see a motherfucker come in, and he don't got nowhere else to go because he's banned. You gonna tell him what you feel like telling him, whether it's true or not. He believes it's true. He came out of pocket a couple times. Then he'll sleep on the bus. They'll kick him out at 4:30, pocketed an old $20 bill. That motherfucker didn't work for it. We don't know how.
Damn.
Rules? Of course it's not the rules. That's fucking mad. You know what I mean? But this motherfucker, he said he paid it. He said he paid it enough times. He's like, today I couldn't afford it, so I've been sleeping on the bench. With a fence barrier. You know what I mean? So no, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers are doing whatever they can to get inside, and you got a motherfucker like my boy, you know what I mean, who has lost most of his marbles.
Yeah.
So he'll just believe whatever an authoritative figure is gonna say to him.
Yeah.
Because them motherfuckers ain't accounting for it. They just doing scandalous ass shit. Because motherfuckers don't care about people.
Right.
Yeah, that's out of a brother that I know personally is protected me, kept me safe, fed me, clothed me, fucking all kind of shit. So if he tell me some crazy shit, I'm not gonna deny him. That's not gonna clear that that's a lie because he's incapable of lying at this point.
So tell them about what they're doing about the warming centers.
Oh, okay. So Colorado, 32 degrees is freezing. They said that they're gonna drop it down. That they won't stop a sweep unless it's 11 degrees
or lower,
11 degrees and 6 inches or 2 inches or stuff like that. So
11 degrees or lower.
Damn.
6 inches of snow or 16 and 2 inches. So it's like crazy shit like that, right? And they'll open the water for everybody, but they're still making. You know what I mean? It's just a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
And people and they warm up and they come back and all their shit is gone.
Right. And
yeah.
The way it's working now, like there's people sleeping with no tents and no shelters. They're in a constant peril, but they're dying outside. And factors that part in. And then not only that, but where are you gonna warm up after in the morning anyway?
We're coming up on the day of remembrance.
Yeah, the day of remembrance of all the dead people that happened this year. You know what I mean? That's hard. That's
okay.
Okay,
that died of homelessness.
Yeah, they died of homelessness.
Yeah.
Fucking environmental. Fucking whatever issues, health concerns. You know, motherfuckers out there now with seriously bad hearts and lungs, diabetes. Our boy has just got out the hospital.
Oh my god!
And
he's been on the street since he got out.
Yeah, he's been on the street. He's already lost.
He already lost both his feet down there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's just mobbing.
No man.
So he's at risk. Not to mention, OG. He's been hacked to death.
Yeah.
And he's still out there. You know what I mean? So
damn.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Our boy. I remember when he used to take care of me, look out for me when I first got out. He would give me a tent, whatever I needed, right, and take me out around the hood. So I was sick, and I was in my little wheelchair, and we had little fun adventures all around the city, doing homeless shit, And he used to walk. He used to ride skateboards, bikes. He used to fix everything, and then he got the first bit of frostbite. Over a wound that he caught dumpster diving, and it turned gangrenous, and then next thing you know, foot gone. Next thing you know, the other foot gone. Halfway up the leg is gone. Damn. He already to the knee on one end, and then halfway up the calf on the other. You know what I mean? And he just roaming around, still taking care of homeless motherfuckers that are family to us, still doing the work of the streets. That is a real one out there.
Yeah.
But again. Runs the risk of going to jail, be criminalized. Even now, like some people just, look, the street is a lot more safer than being indoors.
Yeah.
Shelters are never been a place where men can peacefully exist without any sort of trauma happening to them. They get robbed, they get fucked with, they have to fight, they have to argue, they have to fight for everything. Yeah. They got to keep an eye on shit. They can't even go to the bathroom right.
Yeah.
So it's never been a safe thing. Plus, you kick them out at 4:30. Where the fuck are they gonna go?
Right.
And get cleaned up and even to try to look for a job. It's just a fucking endless amount of failure.
Just hang out all day at St. Francis.
Just to hang out. You know what I mean? Even the Mexicans that are over there waiting for the worker trucks to come, the day labor people don't even come no more, and they still sit there faithfully. Trying to get out and go to work. Every day, faithfully. The same group of fucking Argentinians, Salvadorans, Mexicans, Cubans sit out there and sit on their little crates, drink a beer, and wait for a motherfucker to get through or anybody come through and say, hey, we need workers. And you know what? That's even worse. They've been wanting to go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just subjugated to that little section.
So, temperatures
mean they ain't gonna open up shit till it's like 10 degrees, and they might leave it open for up until like 7 or 8, and then after that, who knows what. And it's just fucked up. They are intentionally trying to kill people. So. There's women out there. women, very vulnerable women, they don't give a fuck. So please come in.
Yeah, they got permanent sweet
Yeah.
all around where all the service providers are. Okay, so on that note, vote Team Paris 2023 for Denver Mayor, Black First.
Yep. Yep. Mayor 2023.
Check out Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced every Tuesday at 7
6 p.m.
Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific,
and 9 p.m. in the East.
And check out the
Revolution agenda as soon as I get home, probably tomorrow. So I got lots to cover.
Okay.
It'll probably be like around the afternoon, but I plan on doing the RVA tomorrow. Because we got, there's a lot of shit I want to dig deep into. So
okay.
And it's gonna be a couple of days of the RVA because, we want to talk about the mayoral campaign too, just from the RVA perspective, and it's gonna get intense. Hold back, so it's gonna be all right. You just gotta hold back right here. Motherfuckers, they don't tune into the RVA.
Okay.
But they do tune into Front Line Blacc News and run off and tell everybody and their mama, and they call us.
Yeah, and they had the audacity to call trolls.
Yeah.
And give us a closing statement, Shabaka, and we're gonna close out the show.
Okay, the closing statement is definitely elect Jesse Parrish, the next mayor of Denver, Colorado, 2023. He's got the plan. He's going to bring all these fat cats down. He's going to expose all these fakers who's trying to be the mayor of Denver, because this man genuinely cares about the homeless as opposed to these opportunistic opponents that he has. The opponents that Mr. Parrish has in the city of Denver, based on my research so far, they star chasing. They glory hounded. Mr. Parrish out here, has been through the ringer. He knows, the trials and tribulations of our unhoused neighbors.
That's right.
And I'm Shabaka Sankore, executive producer of the podcast, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Google our past episodes. We come in on every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. in the Pacific. Phone number is 516-418-5996, and we still waiting on you Biden supporters.
Yeah, we still are. So y'all welcome to call. All right. Well, on that note, thank y'all for tuning in to season 2, episode 37 of the Front Line Blacc News. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. In the meantime, make sure you check out our other platforms and go to www.jessedenvermayor.com. Support the campaign, donate to the cause. Peace, love, light, reparations, and Black empowerment. We're out.
Thank you.
Indeed. All right. Night from Oakland. All right.